Bueno, gente, antes de comenzar, les quiero decir que si les gusta este tipo de contenido, si les gusta el directo, que me ayudaría muchísimo solamente dándole like o suscribiéndose y activando la campanita si no lo están, o dejándome un lindo comentario. Y nada, eso. Así que nada, esto va a ser un directo que después va a estar subido a YouTube, así que saludos a todos los que lo vean resubido en YouTube. Y nada, estamos viendo Big Vitality en el overtime.
So close to elimination. Well placed, well timed incendiary. Keep Vitality on their tiptoes. Big can just breathe another couple of sighs of relief, but they know they're going to have to dig down deep. Because Vitality still have a ton of utility. On the other side of the coin, though, there's no hits in play, no smokes, no incendiaries for Big. If they're going to win this
Puede
round,
ser
it's gonna have to be raw
mapa para
power.
Vitality y
And
eliminación para
they
Big.
need a man to deliver one kill and a
Bueno,
little bit of damage
para
done onto a second
esto...
player. They line up, but Zywoo continues to twist
Bueno,
the knife in the side of Big.
parece que va a quedar eliminado Big nomás. 1 contra 4, bomba plantada. Prácticamente ronda inganable para Big. ¿Se imaginan que gane esto? O sea, creo que es más fácil ganar la lotería.
But against 4 players retaking on the A site, this surely is too tall an ask for a player that is so inexperienced.
Estoy mirando desde el baño, qué grande, Lemetrix, papá. ¿Cómo va? Buen día, ¿todo bien? ¿Todo tranquilo? ¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿El primero o el segundo en el baño? Ganó Vitality, ganó Vitality.
Finally, they get a hug from Zonic. Apex collapsing into the arms of the big
Dos.
man. What a victory. What
Está bien, está bien, está bien.
What...
Para arrancar bien, para, digamos, alivianarte un poquito, ¿eh? Bueno, ganó Vitality nomás. Uy, el cachetazo que se comió este, ¿quién es? Misuta es este. Ay. El bife que se comió el vago. Bueno, estamos para G2 Outsiders y para FURIA NIP, que se va a estar jugando ya el segundo mapa. No sé cuánto tiempo voy a streamear, pero lo más posible, digamos. Vamos a tratar de aprovechar todo lo que se pueda. A ver, ¿hay algún... si FURIA y Ninja en pijama ya empieza? Sí, parece que ya van a empezar los ninjas. Qué estompeada que le metieron a FURIA, hay que decirlo. 16-2. ¿Pero qué mapa es esto? Nuke. Ah, loco, pero... los pasaron por encima, amigo. O sea, no le dieron chance.
On a map like Inferno, where you can really play out with the dropping grenades and CT spawn, they found a way to actually master the T side and be good on the T side. Whereas for FURIA,
y supuestamente en 15 minutos G2 Outsiders, que se demoró un poco. Pero bueno, mientras vamos a estar viendo este acá. Lunes a la mañana. O sea, el que entre hoy al directo, o sea, se gana mi corazón, se gana el cielo. O sea, literal. Por otra vez pasó, pero bueno, pero porque estaba jugando 9Z. Pero el que entre ahora a verme, lo amo.
Thank you very much, FURIA. Yeah, I think there is a lot of curiosity about this one. A is, do we get a
como vos, pa, no sé lo que me ayuda que entres. O sea, no tiene sentido. O sea, si podés, tipo, no sé, tenés que hacer algo y me podés dejar en la compu, donde sea de fondo, tipo, no sé, se agradece una banda que quede la view por lo menos.
But we do need to see a bit more fight out of FURIA, as Devil Walk was mentioning right there. I think a pistol round would be perfect to get himself off in style.
A ver. ¿Arranca o no arranca esto? Arranca, papá, pero claro que arranca. Vamos a ponerlo en mejor calidad. Pónganse cómodos, prepárense unos verdes, un café, un té, una gaseosa, lo que les guste. No, gaseosa no. Gaseosa hace mal, agua mejor. Bueno, empieza. Yo voy a estar hinchando por FURIA descaradamente. No sé a quién alentarán ustedes, pero vamos los brazucas. Hampus comiendo medio. O sea, tranquilo nomás. 3 en banana. Hay 3 en banana de FURIA. Puede salir muy bien, pero les comió y no se dieron cuenta. Uy. La veo oscura para. Uy, mira este hijo de puta, ¿dónde se metió? No. Ay. No. ¡Ay! ¡Te caíste! ¡Ay, te caíste! Te caíste, Pete. Te recontra caíste. Ay, bueno, 2 contra 2. Podría haber sido mucho peor. No, amigo. O sea, pero eso... Déjalo para mí, NPM, que nunca mato con las pistolas. Bueno, es ganable al menos. A ver. Va a estar difícil, ¿vale? Pero a ver. A ver. Ya sabes que está ahí, dale. Ay, hijo de puta, dale, comelo, ya está. Nada, es que era complicado, se pararon bien. Está bien. Boluda, escucha, gorda, volvé para atrás, por favor, y mirá lo que erró ese pibe. Por favor, vos que en YouTube se puede retroceder, volvé. Ahí está, lo van a mostrar. No, bueno, no se ve la cámara del loco, pero, o sea... no. Mierda, se cayó esto. Siempre me agarra un tironcito. ¿Qué mandaste? El verde en tus miniaturas es por algo particular o te pintó nada más. Me pintó nada más, me gusta el color verde. La combinación blanco y verde me gustó. Pero no lo pensé mucho. No, lo que pegó. Qué alegría la Eagle.
He's got a mammoth task ahead of him for K-Serato. Drop has handed them something, but K-Serato, he hasn't even known yet that the bomb is being planted as far away as humanly possible from K-Serato's current position.
Yo en la vida. Pero no, lo que erró es de un Nova. O sea, y siendo generoso. La ronda para Nip. Ay. Está bien, va a guardar la Scout. No, guárdame el P9. Bueno, arranca torcido para el combinado brasilero. Pero bueno, vamos a ver. Vamos a pensar que les pueden dar pelea, ¿no? Supongo que... Qué lindas balas que metió este loco. Pero no alcanzó para ganar la ronda. Es que ya perder la ronda de pistol ya se complica. Fíjate, y ahora no tiene mucha plata FURIA, o sea que posiblemente pierda esta ronda. Tienen para sacar, pero no, ni siquiera van a sacar. Mira, tienen una MP9, una Scout y un par de pistols. FURIA, totalmente FURIA. No va a ganar FURIA, pero bueno. Que yo no puedo creer que Nip juegue tan bien. Juega bien Nip. Y ayer se haya comido el mayor stomp de la historia. O sea, con Navi. Ahí te das cuenta de lo bueno que es Navi. También.
Bodyguard K-Serato's armored SMG is their best bet of holding on to banana, and K-Serato does meet Hampus' SMG.
Lo quisieron traer, pero...
Threat relieved. Quick smoke to CT, so
obvio que son días también, a ver. Depende cómo se levante ese equipo, el equipo ese día, pero... está ganadísima esta ronda, amigos. Al menos que... ¿Quién es ese? Yuri. Nah, al menos que Yuri baje a 3 acá, que no va a pasar si tiene pistol.
Good little prize to get on the way on in. Another kill found. The last man is safe with the scout in hand. Denied by the smoke and should be denied the round. 30 seconds.
¿Va a guardar Scout de nuevo este loco? No, ni lo van a dejar guardar. Igual. Ya te voy diciendo. Ah, sí, pudo guardar. Se pudo ir para B.
Of Nuke that he had to deal with as that rotating AWP player.
But
Here in the early stages, 5 kills.
Voy a hacer una galleta de arroz mientras termina la tercera ronda del mapa Inferno.
Yeah, but I think what's more important and something that's easy to kind of forget that not only are we maybe critical of the
Okay.
in Attack's hands, but he's a rifle
11:25 de la mañana.
You know, you just get another player who's ready to rock and roll with that AK-47.
Hubiera pensado que por la Major streamearía estas horas, sabiendo que no me va a ver mucha gente, digamos. También es un esfuerzo por la gente que lo quiera ver después, con mi comentario de fondo. Queda subido y lo pueden ver ahí. Dale, Nim, va a poder. Esto no son como Navi. Hey, Les, es verdad, vos tuviste. Vos estás siempre, o sea, sos el fiel. Pero ayer que Storm que le pegó Navi a Nip y ahora Nip se está culeando de una manera furia. O sea, no se puede creer. ¿Cada cuánto se hace la Major? Son 2 por año, supuestamente. Tema que, bueno, por el COVID sí, se suspendieron como 2 Major. Entonces, nada, en 2020 no hubo y recién hubo a final de 2021. 3 Majors se suspendieron, básicamente. No, obvio, es algo especial la Major. Es como no ver el Mundial. A ver, además que... Como que van a estar los pelotudos. ¿Qué comparás el Mundial con el Mundial, la Major de CSGO? Pero chupame los huevos, el CS es mi vida. Bueno, pasaron, no, es que están a next level. Este año serían 2, supuestamente en noviembre va a haber otro antes del Mundial. Puede que sea en Brasil, o sea, es que yo me ilusiono si es en Brasil. El Mundial para los frikis, no. El CS es, o sea, el CS qué friki, el CS de chat. Bueno, no conocen el meme, pero ese es el del pueblo. O sea, Dota te creo. LOL puede ser un poquito, pero CS. O sea, el CS se lleva en la sangre. Aunque seas horrible, como es el caso de Romina. Te quiero. Pero no con el fútbol. Además de todo lo que hablamos ayer, no podía. Bueno, 4-0. Bueno, ahora tiene una full build, Furia por fin, pero a ver cómo se les da. Salir a Brasil, sale, ¿cómo no? Van a una convención disfrazados, parece que es una puta. Claro, eso es de friki, viejo. A ver, igual iría, o sea, te digo, no disfrazado, pero iría por el morbo más.
Over any iteration of the roster.
Should be a dead man drop nose and does punish again. It's dropped. You can count on to find some frags, but can they get the round off the back of it? A double entry built upon now, and look at this pair of frags on either side of the map.
Bueno, nada, no muy cómodo, Julia. Pero mira la plata que tiene el NIP. O sea, 9Z campeón, felicitaciones. Es lo que sería la hinchada argentina si se llega a jugar en Brasil. O sea, no lo podrían creer los europeos. Además somos tan, o sea, silbaríamos al otro equipo, o sea, putearíamos al otro equipo, tipo, no, sería hermoso.
What's the change up going to be from the Swedes here? Limping out a deep mid smoke is safe. Looking to follow that through with some nade damage off the wall towards alt mid. Won't find anything whatsoever.
Yo voy, pero porque venden las papas.
By virtue of the S-attack T-side AWP. First opportunity for us to see what he can do with that instrument on a rather difficult map to apply. So CTs of resmoke.
Bueno, Elementrix, la magia del mercado del CSGO.
Defensive move. Fires off his
Es así.
shots, implies his presence close and
Cuando hay demanda sobre algo, hay demanda sobre algo.
Lining up a Molotov right now to deal with aggressive bananas plays, but look at all the space they've taken. We saw this against Cloud9.
He's gone across.
Opa.
Yuri none the wiser on his
Puede
best
ser
position,
buena
so
esta de
if Steve goes
res.
for a quick glance, if K-Serato returns from long, Reds will be the
Si se abre,
team
se la
to
pone.
take here.
Ay, qué bien que están igual. Ahí están como muy...
Line weight, we've
No se
seen
dejan
this
ver.
before. This is exactly step 2 of the flowchart for an A take out of the
A ver.
defense. You can see plenty of util on S-Attack. He's going back
Están...
now to make sure he
Ay.
can apply that.
Bueno,
Braun
están
throws some
rotando, están
smoke.
rotando. Puede ser buena para Furia. Qué bueno este M4, ¿eh? Posta. Con esos stickers más todavía.
And we go.
Ah.
Charging in is Red.
Bueno,
Red,
uno.
one, safe down.
Y
The
saben que
pin
está ahí.
needs to be
Lo van a
cleared.
comer.
Yuri makes his presence known. Good damage as they push the smokes.
Bueno,
Red's
3
finding
contra
more
3. La
bodies.
van a matar.
Yuri will.
LOL.
He's still alive,
Bueno,
still
la aguantó
kicking.
lo más que pudo. O sea, ese soy yo cuando no me ayuda mi equipo y estoy recaliente. Bueno, o sea, ese vago literal. La cluchea, la cluchea. Sin ánimos de mufa.
Good opportunity. This 1v2 immediately becomes a one-on-one. Mano el mano. Brolin versus Art.
Ay, medio tarde la molly.
And Brolin
Oh,
just
mira
takes
la
the fight.
pierde.
He's ready to fight
Muy
right up
fácil.
and immediately upon
Ole,
getting that
ole,
bomb
ole.
down.
Yeah, I like the heads up.
Valve
move
no
there.
es Z,
You
no
know,
me
has
llante que
always
se-
been looking for that fight right there, but
Verdad.
that's beautiful
Oh.
from Rez. 3 massive kills, and speaking of massive, Yuri.
Esa sería la alegría más grande de un argentino.
All here. The fact that he's able to get
Imagínate
away with
cortar
more
una
than just
milanesa
one
con
kill,
un
they're running him
carambi.
down, they know exactly where he is on the pivot right
Vamos,
there
Nip.
with the
No,
Hammers. That
¿cómo
was
vamos,
beautiful
Nip,
stuff,
loco?
but not enough
Ven que ya
to
Poto
keep
clasifica,
Fury alive
pero
and around like this.
hay que apoyar a los BR. Igual
AWP here.
tiene una pinta de que
Close one there. Furia, that's
está más
what we need
cerrado
to
el
see a
match,
little
pero
bit more
bueno,
of a
bueno.
fight from these
Vamos a verlo.
individuals.
Creo que sea dentro de todo parejo, ¿no? Es paja ver
Well,
un partido
CT off
Stomp.
and immediately loses it. He gets less than 20 seconds on his first sniper as it hits the cobbles of Inferno at the hands of the S-Attack.
S-Tag's been great in the openings early here. 7 rounds of play, he's found openings.
Upa, lindo buff.
3
Igual
times
le...
successful,
Ay,
and
casi lo
speaking
mato.
of success, Art will draw one back, so gets revenge on Brolin, but around too late to make it another
4
one
contra
on the
4, muy
board.
tocado Art.
4
Igual,
on 4
muy
as they
tocado.
start turning their attentions towards this A site, as the fangs of Furia, Yuri and K-Serato to defend.
Jugando unas partidas de Bedwars mientras te escucho. Qué crack. ¿Qué es Bedwars igual? Me quedé pensando. Conozco el juego ese. A ver, a ver, a ver. ¿Lo vio? Ahí lo vio. 4 de 3. Complicado. ¿A quién le va? Furia. Furia, Furia. Sé que va a perder, pero nada. Quiero que pase Furia. Igual tienen otra chance si pierden este, pero... Igual ya... Ah, Minecraft. Es que yo soy lo menos Minecraftero. Tipo, es un juego que lo jugaría, pero no. Estoy muy... como nulo en ese sentido.
This is the scary thing about heading over towards this A site, and I guess it's similar scenes when we talk
Modo
about nukes,
Hypixel.
sometimes the duo of K-Serato and Yuri tend to be paired together in a lot of these
El
situations.
que he
and
vivido
they
de eso es mi
are
primo.
two very difficult players to get on through. Sure, you get through one, but then you have to get through the other. And here,
A ver si
they
arranca
get through
G2.
either. NIP will call their first tactical
Vamos a ver.
timeout of the game. They still have a lead of 3 rounds right now, but the cash is the issue. They need to have a bit of a conversation here. Rez
No
and
arrancó.
S-Tag can get
Todavía
full
G2.
purchases. Hampers, he's close enough. And Plopsky and Brolin could also buy on through with some pistols, maybe. Some
Dale, Bless,
9s,
mándame nomás.
Mac 10, maybe this.
Sin miedo al
Indication
éxito.
of a bit more of a fearful fight early.
Well, it's very good, promising signs that both the Fangs, Yuri and K-Serato, have had impressive.
Y de paso tengo que responder un mensaje, así que mandame nomás la foto, yo ya la miro.
And now they need to know that the threat of this short play by Rez is a real issue. So how are Fury going to address it, right? You have 2 options. We can try and shut down mid, and if they want to take that space, we deny them completely. Or we just know that we can't maneuver around that position with ease, right? We have to be very, very careful as Fury jumps across. He's aggressive here with a nade in hand, deep. Isn't going to find any damage with that one whatsoever. Wow.
Come on now.
Yeah, look, he's happy to...
Oh, Brolin actually does find one without a bullet fired. That Molotov is enough.
That's very curious right there. Very curious indeed.
And that was K-Serato. He was your multi-kill master in the previous. You
Ay, que
will not
tilteo.
have him as part of this defense.
Bueno.
Wrapping A here, it looks like, or at least one.
Yeah, you can see Art's
¿Tiran descuento de cápsulas? ¿Lo van a tirar? Sí. Pero creo que tienen que terminar
Oh, Art, big
el
play.
Major para que hagan eso. Lo van a hacer sí o sí al descuento, digamos. Lo hicieron todas las Major. No veo sentido que no lo cambien ahora. Además es plata gratis para Valve y los equipos. O sea, es literal. No hacerlo es lo más troll imposible.
Saves posted. Careful, Brolin. Careful now. It is up VM4. Both CTs arriving now on the site. Brolin's survived his first fight. Drop dips into the apartment, so this is room for him to at least get himself into the site. On for an ace clutch.
Bueno, 2v1.
The newest ninja.
Vamos a mufarlo. Para mí lo gana NIP.
Worried about long. Drop can check it. And just out of the line of fire. He doesn't know. Smoke's not bad. They know where he is. He's on pit side. Takes the fight. Isolates it brilliantly. Brolin is on for this ace clutch. It's only safe now. And he's got ice in his veins. Brolin not flustered at all.
Dale, viejo,
To
dale.
pull a sixth out of nowhere, out of thin air. Safe, just a pistol to counter upon. He knows where he's got to be. He thinks he spots him out.
Está bien, pasa, papá. Siempre funcando.
Valiant attempt, but safe with a compulsory clutch.
Sí.
Shrugging that one off there, isn't he? Brolin so threatening throughout, perfectly played, gets that smoke of entire
Bueno.
dance around it like an absolute menace.
Bueno, va a estar
The
medio
babyface
Nico.
killer unable to get
Nip.
it converted, but staying threatening when the chips were down, because guess what? Yuri steps up again from that pit position. They can just not deal with him over
A ver.
We saw Axel getting dealt a done
Disculpen,
hand
gente,
round
estoy contestando un
after round.
mensaje
Yuri
importante, por
standing
eso.
tall. 3 huge kills from him.
I didn't catch the wallbang. He actually gets the third in the same spray onto Esatag. Brolin keeps it competitive and impressive, but, you know, Devil Walk, he asked on the desk, he says it's going to come down to those chaotic closes, the clutches. Well, there's one close but no cigar from Brolin. It was safe that saved them. And that gap will close now, you can see. Not an idyllic buy. Far from it. Some AKs already taken a beating. I say AKs, why am I plural?
Debería ser ronda fácil para...
And he, shots are just whistling by. The only one with armor here, so for
Para...
can't really
Uy, estoy en
drop
otra,
that over
perdón.
his teammates.
Para Furia. Debería ser fácil.
They re-smoked for him. That kind of helps if he wants to find something over the lip of it. A quick flash of drop. Oh, Keisaratu does.
Te cobra ese IFE. Ojalá, boludo, ojalá.
Doesn't seem to stop Brolin finding.
Me puse para aplicar igual, pero no me lo dan, pero ni a palo me lo dan.
Bomb still T ramp. A 2-2 division of defensive resources making sense.
¿Sabe cómo se timbeaba con ese IFE?
A very bare bones attempt.
Es más, le iba a regalar a la gente cosas. O sea, yo a lo Milei, ¿viste? Le devuelvo a la gente lo que es suyo. Bueno. Está bastante pareja.
Alright. First fight, one out. Drop does solve all of the threat. And the last two.
No, le tiene que ser para Furia. Vamos, Furia. A ver si arrancó G2. Me gustaría ver ese también. Sí. Vamos con G2. O es este, pará, ¿cuál estoy viendo? Sí, boludo. Este, seguro. Ahí está. 2-0 ya bajé 2, viejo. No me avisan los de la PGL. ¿Para qué tenemos contrato?
Oh, Buster, clean opener.
Bueno, ABRÍ en loco Outsiders, Buster. La verdad, buen equipo, Outsiders, pero es como que está ahí. O sea, no les sobra nada. Sí, gente, hay que decir que poco se habla de mis buenas predicciones hasta ahora en el pique, ¿no? Hay que decirlo. Muchos me bardearon a Spirit, pero ¿qué pasó? Spirit clasificado 3-0.
And that's interesting, man. Outsiders, we know this about them. They love working within the extremities of this timer, right? They really do leave it down to the wire. And they're not above taking these kind of late-round explorations. G2 are going to start to go for mid-control.
Chilito, ¿algunas comentaste sobre las armas o las facas de los jugadores? La verdad que no. La verdad que no. No. ¿Vos decís que sería una buena idea para hacer videos?
Gonna try and be a last-second switch up into the B play, but it does hinge on Kicker.
Chables, me quedé pensando lo que dijiste ayer de entrar al servidor y hablar con subs y creo que estoy para hacerlo. No sé cuándo, pero en estos días me arrepiento, me arrepiento. Posta, un frío hace. Yo salí afuera, 7 grados. Nuevo video, ¿cuánto vale el inventario que usó siempre en el Major? Bueno. Qué gorda, ¿podés notar eso por mí? Mandalo del chat y así después. La usaba de asistente, era la secretaria. No, es que me encanta que me des ideas porque hay cosas que por ahí no se me ocurren. Y, tipo, que vos me des algo que te guste es porque a mucha gente le puede llegar a gustar. Y si no, bueno, no pasa nada, se intenta. Digamos. Esta es la que va.
Nice kill for Nico. He's removed the rifle from play. There's still armor on Kicker. Brought up just to find this weapon. But those nades went in after the fact, and he suddenly can't find the gun. Oh, Kicker.
Bueno, hasta ahora Stomp.
But he can't see a thing. Where the hell
Where's it gone?
Good luck. J-Raz is flying around a map of panic right now.
Es que boludo, si sería mujer sería más fácil.
Those nades were excellent for G2. That's what I can tell you. They have completely blown.
Yo le digo a un amigo que también está en este YouTube, pero rara vez lo hace. Y bueno, yo puedo ser tu amigo, Elemetrix, y me tirás ideas, viste, reinteresado. No, aposta, los escucho, ey. O sea, ustedes deciden qué ver en el canal. Es así. O sea, ustedes tienen el poder. O sea, porque de nada sirve que yo suba un video que a mí me guste si a la gente no le va a gustar. O sea, tengan en cuenta eso.
Nico waiting for them to move in. Hunter's drawing the attention away, and now Nico pounces as well. It's good. Util right to real. You just grind this one to a halt for the outsiders. James is waiting for Flit to join him. With just these Tech 9s going into this Hunter Nico hold, you don't favor their chances here. Nico tries his hand at the tap. Hunter's going to show him how to
Decirle a Rami que usted va a pasar por vos, roban plata y será. No es de Argentina, llegó, pero es Uruguay. Pero sí. Se lo voy a proponer después. Sí. No estaría mal. O sea, yo pongo el cerebro, ella pone el cuerpo. A ver, igual. Bueno, yo estoy para la opción de si hay mujeres interesadas de físico masculino. Que es raro, pero puede pasar. ¿De qué cuadro sos? Soy de Colón de Santa Fe. Sí, yo sé que todos están esperando que diga Boca o River, pero bueno. Bueno.
Look at this cycle of utility. Just when you think you can get comfortable, through the smoke, Nico trades Alexi, so keeps things alive. But Buster still wants.
Soy de Tigre, vamos, papá. Ojalá que ganen la final.
He's up ahead of it, Nico. Holding, just waiting patiently. They're locked in this fight of tiny, pixels making the difference.
Con tal de dar llorar a los bosteros. Soy muy hater de Boca. Nada, hater no, pero es como que disfruto.
They're quick to recognize the opportunity they've been given here, and they're going to move into an empty B site.
Yeah, great call for James. They slowed down there for a second, scared that maybe there were more players just due to how much utility had come down already. But James must have just made the call.
Deseo suerte nomás, no digo que le van a ganar.
And when Jay makes that call, we've already talked about the outsider system and how they have to believe in Jay in just a crazy way that this Buster does. He knifes out up B into that site. The read is right, and outsiders are on the board. Hunter, he can live here from the bomb if he doesn't take more than 30 damage.
Bueno. 4-0. Y bueno, esta va a ser 4-1. Va a guardar G2 inteligentemente. Vamos a ver. Igual la pupa no funcionó con 9 tetas. 9 tetas, hija de puta. Es buena. Le vamos a romper el orto, re. Buenas, ¿qué onda, Axel? ¿Todo tranquilo, vos, ¿Qué estás haciendo a esta hora de la mañana, manito? No me pregunté por qué hablo así, pero...
you know, that's not like super odd in and of itself, but it's the quiet performance paired
Bueno,
up with that
4-1,
from
4-1.
Kindar and Flit,
Muy...
as you often associate with being those guys who
Vamos a ver,
create
esta ronda es
space.
importantísima.
On this map, you see it a lot less with Yukinda. Those T sites, he does have a lot of trouble. He's never really entering B. Sometimes he's that guy running through the smoke, but more often than not, it is Buster and Kicker taking Banana instead, and Yukinda on slow A defaults. And we've not really seen G2, other than that one round from Nico walking down mid, challenging this position. This is the difference, though. Double lat setup, and no better time for it.
Cuando mi loco hasta las 3 de la tarde, empezar a las 10. Bueno, tampoco está tanto, falta poquito, dale, dale, con onda, con onda. Con onda, Axel, con onda. A encarar con alegría la vida. Que si vale la pena estar vivo, viejo. De 10 a 3, bueno, mira, te faltan 3 horitas. Ahora se te pasa. No sé de qué trabajás, pero bueno, se va a pasar rápido, se va a pasar rápido. Todo bien, acá. Nada, aprendiendo el stream, tomando unos mates. Vale, que la parte más linda es cobrar y salir, claro, totalmente.
Alexi, I thought it was a gamble. He's going back to grab nades. That HE could kill Buster if it's well placed, and that's a top B smoke as well coming in. But Outsiders are running their execute. It looks like the commit as well.
Para mí se redurmió. No. Debe estar ocupado. Pues, está ocupada seguramente. Ya va a volver.
Terrified to cross as the smoke is now faded and there's no
Es más, me debe tener de fondo, pero bloqueado.
And killing Alexi on the cross has given a route to this plant. They're still paranoid that there could be more bodies here.
Segunda ronda para...
Eventually they've got to commit to this stick. Outsiders in with a second.
En un estudio jurídico los abogados son mis dos tíos.
That's a real shame. Like there was
pero ¿cuál es tu labor, digamos?
in that round. It's not
En
every
un
day that you
estudio
can have these
jurídico, es
3 on
que no
4s,
se me
especially when
ocurre.
you're pushing into a solo B hold that you're feeling like you're feeling too comfortable
Asistente,
in. But there was a huge chance there with that CT smoke having faded, with the nades doing great damage. You know, the bomb having a cross in the final 20 seconds. The pieces were all teed up for Alexi to try and get something phenomenal done. And that's where, you know, 10 HP Buster just kind of completely domes him out in a must-win fight on the cross.
Yeah, well, they're sending Buster in because he's low. Flit has the bomb behind him. Buster goes
Asistente de los dos, de una.
Flit should be trading that. For Alexi, like a good
Oye, ahora qué onda, tenés un break, ponele.
And then 3v3ing the retake, but his team was so far away. And you already mentioned
Y presentarme a veces por ellos en algunos juicios. Ah, mira. Está bueno eso. O sea, no te digo que me muero de emoción, pero aprendes cosas, digamos. Que la mayoría de gente inclusive no sabe. Yo de leyes sé muy poco por él.
G2 definitely familiar with how Outsiders have been, you know, mixing up the pace more recently, going for faster T rounds just to catch you off guard. Because look at G2, they have all their
Bueno.
They know these are late round plays. What a gap. Hunter is
4-2 nomás. Va esto. Complicado. Ronda esencial también. Si pierde G2 queda sin arma. Uy, rusheó. Espectacular. Otro más, dame otro. No lo veo, creo. Está bien. Bueno. 3v4.
Outsiders, they've now got to play catch up in this round. Tag from
Le pegó, pero le pegó en el pie. Qué paja es.
Gonna force a bit of respect out of Yukinda.
La parga. Uy, amigo, 2 de viaje de vuelta. Qué mal. Qué mal eso, che. Sí, la verdad es una cagada. Me perdí 4 horas. ¿Tienes animales? Sí. Tengo 3 perros.
Doesn't feel like Outsiders want to use that right now. Looking like they're going to try and I was going to say maybe flash kicker in, but they've decided against it.
Yeah, and because of Alexi's position, there's such a nice stack on this A side right now. Nico is re-aggressed in middle. Yukinda's having to AWP. He's so low.
Bueno.
Flitt's going to come up boiler. If he just
4.
could have killed Nico, but
Debería ser de G2 esta ronda, che. La verdad. Y es raro que no sea de
He's
G2.
going to catch him with nades out. They're just running it dry. They think he respect the long smoke, but he was there way ahead. 2v2 at the bomb site. G2 are good.
Yeah, Modesty and Jax have got this crossfire set up, and with so little time left,
qué linda,
that's
qué linda.
Flick dead. Yukinda was caught
5-3 con mucha autoridad va ganando.
G2 just kind of manhandling them in that top mid play. I do love that from Nico, right?
Voy a hacer una pequeña búsqueda en Google. Me trabajo esto. Instituto. Este es el instituto donde estudio, gente. Está. Necesito copiar esto. Y enviar. Entonces, bueno, abro WhatsApp, pues, gente. Si ustedes estamos en confianza con ustedes. Mira, ahí me habló la listo. Mandamos ahí, listo, ya está. Ya está. Estoy estudiando inglés en realidad. La chila con las watch. 4v5, 4v5, a ver. Puede ser ronda ganable para Outsiders, pero tiene autoridad.
It's a very weird spot. You try to hold on to all this util, right? And it's nice that Jax and Hunter still have their utility over here towards the A lane. Nico's even retrieved another smoke that was dropped over here on the B side of the map. And him having that smoke is massive, man. Outsiders right now are poised for this B hit. With the smoke going in, if they wait for that one to fade...
Viva Cambridge. Como verga se escriba. Encima creo que es más jodida esa palabra, Cambridge. Creo que algo así se dice. Pero no es Cambridge, no es Cambridge, Cambridge. Creo que es así. Sí, la propuesta. Final de Major, clavás traje. No me hagas emocionar. Es que sí. ¿Qué le pasaba? Vale, en una semana es la final de la Major, gente, ¿eh? O sea... No falta nada, no falta nada. Es que sí, ¿por qué no voy a clavar de traje? O sea, ¿por qué tan elegante, Ciro? Es la final de la Major, muchacho. Y a ver cómo va Nip y Furia, ya que estamos. 7-7, 7-7, 7-7. ¿Qué onda, Nico? Papá, ¿todo tranquilo? ¿Cómo anda, mano? Estamos torciendo por Furia, pero Furia no está haciendo nada. Você acredita? ¿Você qué está viendo? ¿Me ha dicho que estaba dividido en dos tandas de grupos? No. Todos contra todos, formato suizo. El que gana 3 pasa, el que pierde 3 a la fuera. Después muestro la... Bueno, puedo mostrar ahora la tablita también. Tampoco... Nada, acá tenés la tablita. Spirit adentro, Natus Vincere adentro, Face adentro. Si ganara Furia ahora el BO3 adentro, pero no va a pasar. Seguramente lo gane Nip y va a estar adentro Nip. Nada, el que pierde de G2 y Outsiders queda eliminado. Que seguramente quede eliminado Outsiders. Decilo para que no era que estudiabas inglés. Por un momento pensé que era brazuca, guarda. Ay, no, me gusta joder. Me gusta mucho el portugués, o sea, nada, del CS, o sea, me divierte, es algo que me divierte. Y además es relativamente fácil de hablar. Bueno, voy a subir el volumen de esto porque está muy bajito. Ustedes díganme si todo se escucha perfecto, por favor. Gente, lo que estén mirando y no le hayan dado like, ya saben. Un manito arriba, un like me ayuda infinito, ya saben. Ni hablar si no están suscritos y les gusta este contenido, quieren suscribirse y activar la campanita, para no perderse ningún directo. Dios empieza a recuperar que termina cayendo. Vamos a ver. Ahora está en Nico, pero ojo. Opa.
And with the long smoke already down for the Outsiders, Monacy was locked out of helping his teammate over at long there. The AWP now needs to hold the line. There's that first. Monacy's AWP hits the ground running. Gonna need even more mileage out of it. Outsiders, they don't really... Well, I was gonna say, they don't really have the time to go back, but they always seem to defy the logic there. They're gonna try and return to this B play. Nico
bueno, ya sé
here
que soy
alone
lindo,
with the
pero
Deagle. Back of the B side. Outsiders moving in, but it's very slow. It's very measured. And as they go in, one kill in the right place is going to do it.
Llamé sus papus.
Sending them packing.
¿Qué onda,
The
Nico? ¿Qué
last
pasa?
second rotate does betray the outsiders. They don't have the time
Bueno, gana
to
G2,
fully
gana
clear
G2.
B. And so Nico just wins it to the clock, really. Plays within, you know, the confines of the final 5-6 seconds
G2
as
win.
James crossing with the bomb. And the round was theirs all day
Bueno,
long.
gente, si se me ve oscuro es porque se me rompió la lámpara. Está rota y bueno, nada. No tengo una iluminación directa hacia mi cara. Es por eso. No piensen que lo hago a propósito. 6 contra 3. Ahora sí juegas G2. Ayer se nota que la tenía. ¿Viste cómo estaba con G2 ayer recargoso? No sé qué onda. Hay que ver cómo está el mental de G2 porque perdieron 2 overtimes. Y perder 2 overtimes te la baja un poco, ¿no? Perdieron los 2 19-17 creo. Contra Navi y contra Heroic. Afuera robamos los focos de la calle. Y a mí se estira porque... no, ya voy a ver cómo lo soluciono igual.
The shorter straw. James coming up from air from under. G2 finally.
Eso de robar foco acá en mi barrio lo hicieron, sacaron un par de luces LED en modo fisura. Hay que ser culo rojo igual. ¿Quién decís que gana el Major? Navi. Re fácil así ahí. Navi está muy bien. O sea, no sé qué equipo lo podría frenar, la verdad. Pero ojalá que no la gane Navi. O sea, me gustaría ver otro equipo, pero candidato clarísimo Navi.
Even though they're going to claim that kill over on the short side, they've got to go back and get the bomb. With only 10 seconds left, this is a save out of Yakindar and Flit.
Ayer estaba mirando a Perfecto y juega una banda. Es una locura lo que juega Perfecto. Beat también. No, es que todos son buenísimos los de Navi. Son todos buenísimos. Los frena 9 tetas. Y para mí la Major que viene, ojo, 9 tetas.
Those are sick though. G2, I mean, Nico got punished earlier by just pushing down mid-drive, but a little more supported this time for the utility. And also Outsiders just not expecting disrespect out of G2 because it's been punished before. But what a nice way of not only going and getting that bottom ramp kill,
pausa táctica de Outsiders.
That's a position you can't really flash. None of the default banana flashes for Car are going to do anything about it because of the balcony.
9 tetas versus G2. Es bueno ese juego de palabras. Vamos a ver cómo va Ni mientras. A ver. Mirá, y volvió la Romy. Te extrañaban por acá. Es más, hicieron una propuesta bastante generosa hablando de mí y de vos. O sea, propusieron un sueño en el chat. 8-9 y ronda número 11. Vamos a ver. Hablando de genios. ¿Y de qué te perdiste? Bueno, me dijo... Les dijo... Créate un OnlyFans y digo, está bien que soy lindo, le puedo llegar a interesar a alguien, pero es que siendo mujer es mucho más fácil. Me dijeron, usar el cuerpo de Romy y nada, y lavan una banda de guita y se van del país y nada, y le dije que era de Uruguay, pero que podía ser una posibilidad. Sí, usar tu cuerpo a mi favor. De todo le hacía hacer a la mina. Secretaria, la prostituida.
Trading pawns for space.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah.
Like a
Just-
pawn for a
Uy,
knight.
¿qué onda?
That's a good
Yeah,
trade.
just no. Just
Cosplay de CSGO en Only, Cirito. Upa.
Yeah. Go with
Sí.
checkers, Harry. It's way
Todos
easier.
tienen un precio.
Or find your avenue. That you just
Y
jump
mirá.
over the pieces.
That's the one that's
Estoy
like
para hacer un cosplay del
backgammon
CS,
with
¿eh?
more steps.
La reviviría, me la reviviría.
Alexi.
Here we go.
Sale ir a una fiesta de disfraces. Ahí con un TT y una Glock.
Going to come
Ahí,
through this right once
una Glock
again, just
fake.
leaving it down to the wire for the outsiders. They've got no flash to actually send them in with this, so it's going to be like a dry smoke walk in the final few seconds. That util's coming over.
linda, linda,
Well,
linda.
Nico only going
A
one
ver.
for one is certainly a
Hay
starting
que matarlo a ese
point
hijo de
here.
puta. Bien, bien, bien.
Lexi's bested. Hunter
Bueno,
through the
bueno, bueno,
smoke
bueno,
has
bueno.
also dealt with
Bien,
Yekindar.
bien, bien, bien,
His
bien.
head
2
on a
por 2,
swivel,
planta la bomba.
3 kills to his
Split en
name.
coma,
And
pero
one of these two hero guns finding a
me
boatload
puedo
of
disfrazar.
impact.
Si
Has
pudieras
put
iría del país
outsiders
sin
in a
dudarlo.
doable spot. Yekindar's
Sin dudarlo.
holding for Jackson's
Claramente.
rotation
There we go.
and is now
Mil-
on for the ace.
100%
4 out of
secure.
5 kills in the round and just Monacy left to beat.
Como el Scorpion tomando mates. Uy, qué alegría el Scorpion tomando mates. No, es que... Qué meme que no me paraba de reír. ¿Se acuerdan cuando estaba de moda? Salen unos amargos de Scorpion y no paraban de spamear el meme del Scorpion cebando unos amargos, unos verdes ahí. No. Qué buena época. De 2015 habrá sido. Ahí. O más, un poco más, 2017 va.
It's
2018.
wild as well because it's like he was getting faced from all different
Mi
positions.
disfrazo
right?
de
He
eco
starts
porque
with the
estoy
boost, then the
re
mana pillar, then the smoke run. You know,
Eco.
he's having
Che,
to,
¿cuál tu disfraz cuál es?
having to
Estaba
adjust
en
so
bola.
much in that sight tape as the one guy who can really like dish out some firepower. And he makes it work, makes it look a little too easy. If anything,
Loco,
outside
se me
is
tapa
onto
el
a
mate, qué
4.
bronca
We
esta
were
yerba.
waiting for Yekindar, right? He had a bit of a cold
Tengo
start
que
to this game
chupar, pero
alongside
más que-
Kingo, who's yet to really recover, but is at least
Bueno,
playing
mejor no
his
digo nada.
role towards Banana. But that is one way
Ah.
to wake up and come in big. Not only that, Harry, but it's broken the money.
Recuerdo las
Finally,
impresiones
G2
3D de
after
eso.
this half has
Ah,
been
eso no me acuerdo
pretty out
yo.
of hand, pretty one-sided. Outsiders,
Me
they
acuerdo,
sneak one
impresiones
past the
3D.
keeper, and now they can start to close the gap.
Che, loco, somos 14. O sea, increíble lo de la gente acá bancando. Posta, los quiero muchísimo. Lunes 12 del mediodía mirando a Cirito viendo la Major que la podrían ver por ustedes mismos. O sea, me están bancando a mí, básicamente. Nada.
Normally you'd expect your CT
nada más que
here on
agradecerles.
Inferno to be trying to get very involved in the early round, you know,
Upa.
trying to get stuck in.
Okay.
But we haven't really
Nice
seen
shot,
that yet from
Quicker.
Honesty. It's been super measured, oftentimes like leaning very passive back into the A site, you know, trying to make contact as they're launching these executes in. That's kind of the James/Outsiders effect for you.
Es la
Forces
animada
a
que
lot of
me te mando por
respect
rosa.
out of AWPers who are normally very flashy, very aggressive and in your
A ver,
face.
dale. Cirito no es una moda, es un sentimiento. Es un sentimiento. No puedo parar.
Freebie round up
Uy.
against the pistols.
Ay. Mandanos a todos qué tanto. Pará. A ver.
Util cuts out Alexi.
A ver qué me manda.
I hope they get the practice in this round and, you know, clear back of the site and clear all the angles. The
Oh,
mollies
there's
are
the
landing.
mollies.
Yeah,
Estuvimos hablando de
should be
miniaturas.
fine. I mean,
A
there's
ver.
no one in there, but
Debe ser algo de eso.
let them down before. Re-aggro needs to be punished here by Flit as they walk into B. Alexi comes through. Goes 1 for 1, but Flit.
Ronda para
will
Outsiders,
get
ronda para
far
Outsiders. Estaban
as
en
he
eco.
sows
Sí.
2 heads into the ground.
Uy. Para Romy. O sea,
Flit should have the drop.
es temprano. Es temprano.
Back and Thomas has nowhere to go as Outsiders put on 5.
Todo hago
Anti-eco
mezclas.
as clean as it should have
Ay,
been.
la verdad que sí. O sea, te debería pagar.
Now we have another
Posta.
rifle, one where Nico immediately drops that
Outside. A
AWP
ver.
over to Monacy. He's
Igual lo
seen
hacéis
his
porque te
first
gusta también, ¿no?
games for G2 before, even that Imperial matchup, which was
A ver, a
so
ver, a ver.
head-to-head, so neck and neck rather, so back and forth, and then Monacy
Voy
came
a
in with
aprovechar
that
ahora que
big
arranca la
1v3,
ronda.
10-10 that completely shut down the game, and G2 won every round after the fact. So, yeah, like you said, Monacy, he's been pretty tapered so far, but we know
Bueno,
he's
te mando un
delivering,
mensaje porque
taking a B peak
no
perhaps,
puedo, si no me desmonetizan.
but James already here.
This might send him back real passive. There we go, right? Like, Hugo, you built that up perfectly, did he? He finally has his first go at getting stuck in early. What happens? Well, James already on the angle. He's the guy just locking it down.
Es verdad lo que dice Blake
And
igual
you
ahí.
get removed. So I think for Monacy, you know, that's probably where G2 said to him, like, okay, yeah, no, don't try that again. We'll go back to respecting this early. Gonna try flash Nico in, but there are a lot of bodies here.
Wow.
Jame on the angle delivers another. The dink might have landed, but nothing else comes through for G2. And so this is Outsiders onto a 6. There really isn't anything that Hunter could be expected to do here to make a difference.
Just spamming smoke. Meanwhile, they've still got 2 lurkers just to kill this late player. Not rushing the bomb plant. They don't really need to. Yakinda's going to find this kill, and Jax is caught jumping up Hunter. They know he was spamming CT earlier, and so they just want to try and finish the job. Yakinda does it clean as can be, and ever since that ace, he's looked like a completely different player. Outsiders are trying to win the half right now. They are in
no hablen de
a
plata que me
very
pongo
good chance
triste.
to do so. G2 are playing.
Chesirito, ¿cuántos años tenés?
15
Pareces de
right now.
19.
It's about to be
A
leveled
ver,
out unless we
tiren
have some
edades, por
phenomenal
favor.
dig work.
Es divertido si ustedes tiran edades. Romy ya sabe, así
And I
que
mean,
no
this round
comentes,
better
por
than
favor.
most so far. It highlights just why Jame is like this kind of debuff AWPer. Like he just ruins your options to get aggressive a lot of the time. You know, and that's how we say, like, it's funny how oppressive he still feels. You know, so often the reaction, if you go a man down, you try to claim some space, you try to make it worthwhile. You know, you try to make it worth your time and money that you're just throwing someone to the wolves. But whenever you do that against this outsider squad, it so often makes things worse.
It's so hard to read, man. You know, I'm going to go back to, I've said this before, but when we had slacks from Sprout on, you know,
bueno, están cerca.
He was saying how, you know, of all the AWPers he played at that tournament, all the tier 1, all the incredible AWPers in the group, the one
igual ponele, puedo aparentar más joven. El tema es que ahora estoy pelo largo, algo de esa barba puberta. Si me afeito, ponele, paso la gilet, parezco más pendejo.
Just, yeah, you'll never see a player quite like this guy ever again, I don't think, in Counter-Strike Go.
Qué risa, por favor.
But regardless.
No, qué bien que la pasas escribiendo WhatsApp.
They're here very early. Pistols trying to tip-tap away. Re-aggression down Banana should be punished. Kicker gets spotted. They should know he's very close to the corner. Oh, they jump it. That's a good way of setting up for a trade. And one more kill comes in on the A side.
Bueno, ronda para Outsiders puede
Honestly
ser.
cleared from the pit. It's going to be a bomb plant. And at this point, Nico should
No necesitas jugar al CS si no tiene la P entre las
Outbuster
piernas.
throwing his out the map. And this round's not over yet, buddy. Flit needs to hold
No
on,
sé,
so he shall.
Hay una sola
Almost
persona en el
for a
chat que sabe
second,
eso.
Outsiders drop the ball. Nico will back out and play for that 15th round. This is big as well, getting this AK out.
Bueno, 7-7, bien, Outsiders.
That wouldn't have really been a factor with Armor
11-9 NIP.
unless Nico saves.
Partido parejo, pero bueno. No me pongas así.
Like, dude, Outsiders have put so much time and effort into, you know, kind of like breaking apart this B side of the map that the A players are a little cold to open up, right? Like they're not really having many chances. If you look at the actual like scoreboard right now for G2, it's the B players and the B rotator in Hunter who have all the kills. Like they're the only guys getting many opportunities to fight here. Over at A, you're having to be very measured. You're having to kind of play within the confines of the site. And so I think in the long run, you know, it's kind of like creating paths for Outsiders over towards A whenever they want to lean back into it. You know you're going to have guys like Flit, Yakindal working this apartments control.
Bueno.
G2 haven't really wanted to fight that
Primera
yet.
mitad,
You know, the one round they attempted it, it got shut out. So I wouldn't mind seeing them maybe try to put a bit of pressure on these apps lurks, right? They're so consistent. You know
El que
you're
andaba en
going to get
Pijar
someone
era
there
simple ayer,
in these
posta.
rounds. It's just always a risk, you know. You kind of
Estaba desnudo, estaba haciendo porno simple ayer. Increíble. Lo que jugó ese muchacho. Lo que juega, no lo que jugó. Un crack. Perfecto y beat también. Increíble lo que juegan los locos. Hacen ver todo tan fácil.
He's got the AWP now. G2 coming in with their last round of the half. Their last fall by, they've had a couple of ecos in this half. And they even called a pause prior to it, trying to etch out an idea.
¡Upa! Romy, por favor, hacele caso a lo que dice Bless.
Fighting for it. He's going to get flashed. Fire the shot, and that's big info for Outsiders, just knowing this AWP is on A. Immediately rotate to that B bomb site.
Bueno, podríamos debatirlo eso, pero dale, tirá, yo confío en vos, yo confío en vos. ¿Qué onda lo de Hobbit? Vi que subió una banda al sticker, no sé la acusación que hubo. Y mira, yo te digo, para mí, Mínimo 18, máximo 24. 18 o 24. 18. Ay. Ay, no me gustó ese número, corazón. Hay que dar tres chances. Para mí hay que dar 3 chances. El Bless.
Oh, nades out for Kicker. They're expecting a lot more respect here. No chance of this trade yet. Util going over, but Jane will not commit to it. They're going to go back into an
¿Vieron el bug de
Miresh?
El de la smoke. Sí, lo vi.
Had a quiet start, and it's not set to get any better for Monacy. Oh, Jack's so low. They're just going to avoid it for now, trying to get into the bomb site, but letting him stay alive, letting him still be here could cause them problems in the long run. It's a safe plot, but it doesn't go down in time. And Jame 1v4, 3 seconds. He cannot win this.
Y la de Axel no me parece mal. Los números de Axel.
Nice round out of G2.
Tira uno vos, Romy. Y...
But G2, Outsiders have never really committed up the short side. It's good for 2 reasons. One,
yo digo 21. El 21 me gusta. Vos decís otro. Y... menos de 18 no, pero ni en pedo para mí. Pero, ni soñando. Aunque viste, andás a ver. O sea, tenés foto de anime. Pero no quiere decir nada. Creo que es de anime.
On Inferno for Outsiders. But G2, that pause was worth its weight in gold. The triple B.
Ay, pegó en el palo, boludo. 19 y 21. Nadie quiso decir 20, el número redondo. Mirá vos. Bueno, ¿pero cumplís 21 o ya cumpliste 20? Porque si cumplís 21 ya está. Te tenés que hacer miembro. Lo obligado, ¿viste?
James tries to get that info to piece together what G2 want to do. Outsiders, look at this setup. It is pit and site centric, but they can't stay here forever. The quieter, or the longer it's quiet, the more you're getting scared of the possibility of a BX.
Ronda de pistols.
Look to set that up now.
La ronda que nunca gana 9Z. Recién salido del horno los 20. Ah, bueno. Que sos un jugador, Bless. Sos la gente que me hace bien. Pistoles para los petas, ahora que sí, me acuerdo.
From the B play, there was a nade, there was a flash. They didn't like what they see, so now they try to recommit back into A. But 4 strong here for the Outsiders, all in the right place, right time.
O sea, el que gane la pistol pierde. Estamos diciendo.
In the graveyard, had to hold it down all alone. His teammates turned to dust around him, and so it's only Yakindar left. Up through Arch. Nico's already on the
G2 perdió. Saludos, felicidades Outsiders.
With a 9th, it's this pistol to open up the second half, and that was in spite of walking in to the trap that Outsiders laid over the day.
Como que hay unas nubes ahí jodiendo. Ayer Nip se cansó de perder pistol y no ganó. Bueno, eso funciona contra nada. Si está nadie en contra, no va esa regla, digamos.
Go back. He's seen no one on the bomb site. He's seen no one in graveyard. But Outsiders were there. They were just crouched in. They were hidden. They were giving away nothing. And even the misinfo does G2 justice.
Shame.
Very clean pistol.
Very clean pistol.
A bit of a classic in the second. They've set Yakindar.
Y Outsiders anda forzadín. Probablemente esto sea 17. Digo probablemente. No quiero pujarla tampoco.
Default round from the T side. With this top B control, they can go back late into a B execute.
¿Por qué será que ando con sueño, loco? ¿Vos sabés, Romy?
They're going to row maps looking for picks early, where pistols often sit, but not this time. Triple B setup. Very common second round for Outsiders here. Not just having the
first, having a B stack. ¿Va a pasar para B o no? Pero están holdeando dos en tapete también.
They can give them away into this round, but James on the and on his contact, Yakindar can swing.
No me pongas así, pero si no dije nada.
Looks like they want to try their hand at this B exec. Outsiders once again have got the stack here.
Upa.
Tag from James Scout. And
El
even though it's
prefile que le
trade
metió.
damage, right, James will take that all day long. Bomb's going back down, Banana. Is it going to be a regroup into the A hit? Nico committing alone, trying to sell this B play. And he has sold the kicker dead over at A. And even though Nico dies, right, they've got the side, they've got full control.
Ronda para
G2, very, very measured with how they approach this one.
Guardan los de Outsiders.
They managed to best
Me hice ganas de unos mates. Pero si tomo no para ir al baño. Ah, pero... ¿Qué? ¿No aguantás? O sea, ¿sos de muy ir al baño a mear? Yo no había entendido, se expuso sola, es que te das cuenta, ¿no? Después yo tengo la culpa.
Kept Outsiders there the entire round. They never wanted to pull that apart, and that just falls into G2's favor. You see one smoke on its own, you don't panic. You see a second, right after that's faded, you
Mear, me cago todo el día. What? Posta. LOL. O sea, nunca me pasa con el mate. A ver, puede ser que estoy recontra acostumbrado, porque tomo 1 o 2 mates por día, pero... Hermos, me refiero. Pero... No, lo de cagarme encima, no. Es que Bless es así, Bless, es así. Yo ahora debería no cambiar la yerba, sino destaparlo, digamos. Yerba más vencida.
Oh, they try to have your Kindar fighting it early. At a bare minimum, that Famous is retrievable, but Jane doesn't want to commit to that fight.
He had lots of trade options there. Nico hung around after that first fight, and then another player even re-swung into the angle.
Me afloja todo. Bueno, a ver, malo no es descargar, pero como medio paja, se está tomando unos mates. Para que... O sea, ¿qué te pasará cuando te tomas un bagio de naranja o multifruta? O sea, pero te... ahí insta cagadera.
But G2 have again made the right call, and they've already won the round as long as they just commit on this info Hunter's gotten. And if James tries to rotate in and beat this long smoke, Hunter's going to...
Tiro juego. Comparar el tier de yerbas con equipos de CSGO. Tipo, nadie es un CBC. Bueno, igual... A ver. El tema es... Incluimos la Canarias, ponele, que es la que estoy tomando ahora. Esa se vende en Uruguay, ponele, es de Brasil, pero se vende en Uruguay más. Es como la más cheta, por así decirlo. A ver, debería ser un tier. La verdad, el de los tier me gusta para streamear haciendo tiers. La verdad me copa, me encantaría hacer tier de todo. La sinceridad me gusta, es de la que más me gusta, es porque es suave.
They've dished some out, but no kills yet. G2 looking to keep this one flawless, even though they're still...
Ese es tipo un Astralis 2017. Claro. ¿Cuál sería 9 tetas? Y no, 9 tetas anda mal. Sería la... Diría la Amanda, pero la Amanda no es tan mala. Yo te diría que es la Taragüí, pero porque a mí me parece nefasta. A otra gente le parecerá buena la Taragüí. No, pero 9Z es como una marca ahí de sin nombre, o sea, como de sin etiquetas de 9Z, o sea, paquete de fault, o sea, no hay marca. 9Z es el que cumple, pero no la preferís. Claro. La que te mandé yo, ¿cuál era la...? Aldo, ¿es algo así? ¿Esa decís?
Last round he played A, so this is the perfect round for Outsiders to maybe throw themselves into some fights and do what they do best on this CT
y
side.
sí, complicado para Outsiders, pero bueno, yo creo que pueden dar pelea. Vamos a ver cómo va Furia y MIP. Ganó MIP, la justo para la victoria de MIP. Clasificó NIP. Está bien. Ah, claro. Sí. Es que para mí es nefasta. Mi vieja la toma, ponele. Nadie es como una yerba de marihuana porque pega una banda. La verdad que sí.
will hold on, dealing with Hunter. That is a big opening kill.
Muy buena analogía.
All the paciness of this round out of G2.
G2.
Yeah, that's a round where if you get that opening kill off of the rush, you just speed, man. You just commit, but you can, kick it rather. The quietest player on the server puts up a massive defensive kill to slow this one down. G2 still want to commit.
Ronda clave para Outsiders.
Re-aggress and get that info back. Kinder has rotated alongside with James, who's firing off shots.
Se cantó igual.
Someone's got to go through and help Moto because
Uy, mirá, ¿te imaginas que le pegaba el...?
James going to make that move. Oh, he's been mollied.
Ay,
He
casi.
has to dive through. A minute on the clock. G2 are committing.
Yeah, they're moving in up the short side, right?
Acá venden de esa.
The reload
Uy,
is
mirá.
unfortunate, but Alexi
No, igual no.
silenced that.
2 contra 3.
Meanwhile,
No, what the fuck, hermano. Ronda ganada tenía Outsiders.
G2, this was a bonus round, and they're now poised to run
Bueno,
away with it.
ojo.
Modesty dead. Alexi with this AWP. The rotate from Buster is very, very
Ojo,
late up
ojo.
through middle, but if anything, that could work in his favor. Maybe Alexi discounts
Ah,
this.
pero queda...
Right
Ah,
now,
queda uno más, queda uno
so
más, yo digo.
Kindar,
Ah,
Buster was
ta.
never even considered.
Pensé que quedaba uno solo de
Arriving
Outsiders.
super late to the party, but still making one hell of an entrance.
What was that from
Empieza un momento denso. ¿Dónde están los likes, vieja? Claro, loco. Oh, me suena el teléfono. Va a ser una publicidad ya.
Or answer I can give you, like he's hoping Alexi's running at him, and so he can trade places and group up with Yakinda. I really don't know. Either way, the move, the early rotate for Yakinda and the move through Moto is really, really nice because G2 got 3 entry kills in about 5 seconds so quickly that Yakinda knew he was not going to be expected.
Banco ICBC. ¿De dónde la viste, hermano? Yo no tengo ni banco. Soy lo más en negro que existe en este país. O sea, si somos 13 y hay 12 likes. Qué grande. Me falta mi like igual. Mi auto like. Ahí me doy mi like. Ahí está. Ahí subió un like. Qué bien, gente. 100% de like en ratio de visitas, boludo.
Es que, ¿cómo no quererlos? Ah.
Mi like ya está abajo, papá. A ver, no podemos pedir mucho. No podemos pedir mucho. Lunes a la mañana, al mediodía.
To open up onto Monacy and Banana in the first half. Not really seen too much of note from him this game.
Tiro 15. Vamos por el 15. Como 9Z. Finales jugadas 0 de 100. 100% efectividad. O sea, 0 de 0. Claro. 100%.
Never offers that one up.
Bueno. Uy, ¿qué pasó? Cada tanto se me cae el chat del directo, no sé qué onda, del teléfono.
It's nice though, it's kind of let them gauge the response, right? Because they lobbed in some util from top middle. They see what Outsiders' response is with util.
Bueno, me acordé de algo que tengo que hacer. Y es ir a arreglar el otro monitor. Que ya averigüé dónde y tengo que ir a hacerlo. Me acordé ahora porque estoy leyendo el teléfono y estaría bueno tener otro monitor. Así que bueno, gorda, te voy a usar de chat. Le mandaba el WhatsApp, viste, re denso.
It's nice that Yakindar's the guy to lob that smoke in, right? That's going to help Buster out. Means he can just sit pretty back at the bomb site, hold on to that smoke till later on in this round. Exec gets lobbed into B, but it's not the
5 contra 5, 30 segundos.
Outsiders never fell for this, right? Sure, they bought Yakindar back, but they're still 3 strong over on A.
Nice shot from James. That's
Lindo tiro de James. Bueno para Hunter. Bueno, parece ronda de Outsiders. No va a haber tiempo. Queda 1 contra 4. Listo, ronda para Outsiders, viejo. Ronda para Outsiders. ¡Anasha! Qué retraso que me da. O sea, tengo una banda de amigos que hablan así por Dios. Da una risa. Pero ¿cómo es? O sea, ¿cómo es esa pronunciación? Porque si yo digo Anache no tiene gracia. O sea, la central que hacía Face sin tiempo. Face. ¿Y en qué año? ¿En qué año? No me acuerdo. Me acuerdo que Astralis hizo cosas así, que entraban sin tiempo tirando todo molotov. Sáquenme los oídos. Y bueno, a ver, yo me tengo que adaptar al lenguaje que usa la juventud. O sea, no puedo quedar antipático. Oni-chan. Quiere ser mi Oni-chan. Ay, Dios. Qué retraso. O sea, me encanta que estoy hablando con ustedes, tipo, lo que menos estoy haciendo es ver el match. A ver. Opa. Boa, galera, boa, jogou demais, Vanito, você passou Cite. Você tem que confiar. Itaronchi vai ganhar. Outsiders. Tem que ganhar Outsiders. 11-10. Eu confío. Tienen que ganar. No, igual. Nah, ya van a guardar, boludo. Putos y cagones, boludo. Perdona los que le gustan los otros hombres. O sea, dale, viejo. O sea, es inteligente guardar. Puede ser. Tienen algo de plata de resto si pierden una ronda. O sea,
it's always rough. There's a reason why Outsiders games, no matter who they're up against, it feels like they always play out the same. They are a team that is so good at getting their opponent to subscribe to like their style of gameplay. Yeah. You'll kind of note that whenever teams play this team, they almost end up mirroring them on like T-sides with how slow a lot of the rounds are, with how it does become like a game of trading.
12-9 va a ser nomás, va a ser 12-9.
And a lot of the time, I think one of the reasons why Outsiders frequently like win matchups,
se le complica el match Outsiders.
Is you're kind of going for like an imitation of a playstyle.
Pero hay bastante FT, pueden sacar algo más.
When I look at Alexi, my brain doesn't, especially on Inferno, it doesn't go to like some of these like really.
Vamos a ver cómo sigue.
To things like apps pops, him pushing top mid smokes, getting stuck in early.
Just training players, you know, and trading their way through bomb sites really quick.
9 del 12. Como te duele la cola desde el 9 de diciembre. Ya dije que soy de Colón igual, muchas veces. Van a quedar, quiero mi souvenir. Bueno, yo te iba a dar souvenir. Igual no se apostó nada, pero bueno. Va a ser algo especial, tío. ¿Qué onda? Se cayó. Se cayó. Ayuda. Ayuda.
More opportunities for ourselves like that. You know, Yukino just flat out wasn't ready for the pace change in that round. Of a smoke on the molly and a wide swing from Nico.
No te habla del arma del juego, Ciro. 16-12 te la tira. Y también me gusta ese resultado. Confío en que puede salir así. Es que... Bueno, termina la ronda y lo digo.
Oh, they go back, they clear Nico out. That's huge. Buster's still alive here. And now the smoke starts to fade. Blitz able to help. At least
3v3. Ronda con mucha tensión. Lo van a comer a Booster. Booster se defiende en triples. Trata de sacar información. La presión la tienen los TT. Baja Hunter a Quicker. Booster 1 contra 2. Y la gana G2 nomás. Con mucha autoridad. Lo que iba a decir. Obvio que no me arma el juego. Porque ella me dice, quiero un souvenir. Pero vos sabés cómo se llama el souvenir entero, el nombre entero, cómo se llama. Yo les pregunto eso, no voy a decir el nombre, supongo que lo saben. ¿Cómo empieza? ¿Qué es souvenir? O sea.
It wasn't just the whiff from Flit on the Coffins player. Sure, it set Buster up, but it could have been 2 kills for Flit if he went a bit wider. But it's also the fact that G2 not only sent Nico through tree smoke, but then also Hunter runs through after Nico dies. You may have read it once, Outsiders. You won't read it.
Bueno, pero sos más alemán que...
And then Buster can play off of no one. He just has to just take a peek.
Lo pela. Vieron posta táctica de G2 encima.
Honestly, very patient. And that can be really impressive for
si me hablas de skin estoy como 9Z re afuera. Lo dicen y me voy. ¿Qué es el souvenir? ¿Qué es? ¿Es una caja? ¿Es una cápsula? ¿O qué es?
13-9, willing to play that clock right down to the bitter end. And this is G2 looking
O sea, ¿cuál es el nombre? Digan el nombre.
series. Outsiders, a mishmash by Orc and P250.
Dude, yeah, this is scary. With them all inning this, right? Like, they're hoping they turn it around now, or else they might never get rolling at all. If G2 win this, they go up to 14. The money for Outsiders is broken, and suddenly they're on for a bit of an upset in this first map, in the Outsiders map pick. Bueno,
van a pasar, está recontra en Eco G2. Ni siquiera lo van a intentar, yo creo que ya no tiene sentido, ya pasaron a side. Se van todos para A guardar nomás. Bueno, sí, a guardar nomás. Pensé que estaban en Eco porque vi pistolas, pero no, tienen armas y nada, no pueden hacer nada. No es tan difícil, están dormidos, lo que pasa es temprano. Sí, 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 obvio. Es temprano. Hasta que se despida. Digamos, hay que activar.
This is super impressive that G2 seem, you know, I don't want to jinx it, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but seem to be, you know, taking this one clean right now.
Yo no sé mucho, ¿no es una P o qué onda? No, es el nombre, no importa las skins de adentro. 14-9 para G2. Parece que está casi cocinada. Vamos a ver cómo se defiende Outsiders en esta ronda. Este mapa lo pica Outsiders, así que en teoría el próximo mapa, que es Vértigo, lo debería ganar G2 con una facilidad. Pero bueno, vamos a ver cómo evoluciona todo esto. Debe ser un nombre medio goloso. Te lo muestro. Antes de que arranque la ronda. Ay, no, posta, hermano, no estoy logueado. What? Pero acá sí, ¿no? Sí. Esto. Está en inglés, pero esto. De estilo. Paquete souvenir. Y ella me pidió un souvenir, o sea que me está pidiendo un paquete. Paquete. Porque... Por eso me dijo, ganas G2, quiero mi paquete souvenir. 14-9. Bueno. Re bugueado el cerebro tenía Bless, viste, y era una boludez. A ver. A ver cómo se defiende. Bueno. Debería... No. Tiene que ser ronda para Outsiders. Si no, ya está. No, sí, ronda para Outsiders. Hay que ponerle onda, ni hablar. Armate un SMM, Sidito. No. En otro directo que hagas salen 10.000 MM si querés, pero bueno, estamos para ver la Major. O sea, queda menos de una semana de la Major. El domingo o el sábado es la final, así que nada, o sea, hay que verlo. Hay que ver todo lo que se pueda y nada. Quiero disfrutar con ustedes. Mientras esté la Major, voy a mirar la Major. Después hacemos lo que ustedes me pidan. Bueno, tampoco la pavada, no se hagan los vivos, pero entiendo.
10 rounds for Outsiders, slow and steady, trying to bite back. James again waiting for that mid flash so he can take a peek, but G2 are not throwing one. They have no AWP themselves.
Ah, claro, el 1.6. Y el 1.6 alguna vez que prendan Twitch pinta. De sí, pero ¿con qué tono? ¿Quieres ser mi Onichan? No, en serio.
This is going to be just faster on the B site right now. G2 throw and execute, which they have been doing in these early 30-40 seconds.
Bueno.
Completely cancel him out. Alexi, oh my god, he's got to go. He's forced to play. The flash coming in. Buster's not there to swing though.
Ya gastó utilidad sí, Outsiders. G2 vamos a ver cómo entran al fight. 3 contra 5 va a ser esto. Hay 2 en A con uno en tapete. O sea, 3 contra 4. Puede salir muy bien o muy mal esto. Lo asentaron y parece que va a ser ronda para G2. Ya pinta el lurker. Oh, mirá vos, mirá vos. Le salvó la espalda al compañero. No antojes, Ciro. Bueno. 2v3 y ronda para G2. Va a haber 5 match points para G2. Que nota, se marca la superioridad, no es demasiada, pero es suficiente para que alcancen a ganar el pick de Outsiders. Mi novia me tiene re mal, parezco limón sin jugo, me reprime. Pero está bueno eso. A ver, se disfruta igual.
Yeah, we've not actually seen really any banana control on the CT side either. It's something that G2 were all over with triple Bs early, with some great util. It was never really Monacy taking those fights.
¿Quién pudiera comiendo enfrente de los pobres, literal? O sea, yo lo contrario de lo que acabas de decir. O sea, por fin no la pechea tanto G2. Ojo, que quedan 5 rondas, ¿no? Yo te digo.
Jay might have saved the AWP, might be his whole shtick, right? But now he needs to save Outsiders. I really hope, you were kind of calling for it earlier on. I wasn't even too fussed that he wasn't getting super involved. It doesn't really feel like he needed to.
¿Gana G2 esta ronda nomás o se estira un poco más? A ver. Vamos a ver.
But now, there ever was a time for him to hit this one early. It's here. It's up against 15. G2 have not really had to contend with an AWP fighting them in the opening of these rounds. So I'd love for that to finally come through for the Outsiders. As G2 are going to run away with this one. Once again, very measured out of the gate. Trading util up the banana side, slowly but surely working the apartment's control.
Veamos. Hay tiempo. Vamos a ver cómo la piensa G2. Vamos a ver, están en banana, marcando un poco. Hay uno que se va para tapete, hay 3 en A, 2 en banana. Y ya hace la primera baja Nico, se le complica muchísimo la ronda a Outsiders. Vamos a ver, hay uno ya rotando por las dudas, se quedan 2 y 2. Vamos a ver qué decide hacer el equipo de G2. Mira, me salió una rima y todo. Están holdeando, parece que van a decidir ir a A finalmente, ya quedan 50 segundos. Todavía no, porque el C4 está parado entre medio y B. No, parece que van a ir. Tiran latas como para engañar. Ya hay uno semi-rotando en CT, pero no. Hay uno, mirá, hay un lurker ahí en tapete que va a hacer ruido. Ya saben que ve igual. Ya lo están oliendo. Bueno, Mock. Y vuelven para A. O sea, no, los rebaitearon. No. Aplausos. Aplausos. Les recabió, viejo. La jugaron mejor imposible, hermano. O sea, se forjaron las mentes de los Outsiders. O sea, le dijeron, venga para acá, unas marionetas. Movieron unas marionetas y le dijeron, vaya para acá, después para acá, después para allá. No, aplausos. Muy bien jugado por parte de G2. Buenísimos. Todavía, bueno, debería ser match esto. No veo el retake. Ojo, 2v3, pero... Ojo, 2v2. Bueno, 2v1, pero mitad de HP. Si tradean bien con el de tapete. Así muere. Va a tener que defusar de una. No me diga que la que luchar porque me retiro. Listo. Ya está. Ronda para G2.
2, steal Inferno away, and now go and map up in this elimination series.
Dale, pa, dale. Tranqui nomás, andamos algo para comer. Yo también, me estoy muriendo de sed, tengo que ir al baño. Tranqui, gorda, que vos vas a tener tu paquete de souvenir. Bueno, primer mapa para G2. Después van a jugar Mirage, si no vi mal. No vi que mapa iban a jugar, a ver. Les miento. A ver, matches. A ver. Quedó Vértigo, nada que ver. Mirage, le tiré nada que ver. ¿Hay algún partido ahora? ¿Otro más? ENS vs Heroic. Bueno, podemos ver este mientras. A ver qué onda, a ver si ya empezó. Sí, justo acaba de empezar. Primer mapa, Overpass. Mapa favorito de Romina, ya que está. Nada, ya vengo, gente. 2 minutos, voy al baño, voy a buscar agua ahí.
Only one healthy member for the retake. It's Spinks up in the heavens, but good luck, have fun. Yeah. Heroic, even though they were disrupted as they executed. Ooh, nice shot.
Yeah, needs a few more of those. I don't know if there's time for this.
That was actually a chance. And Spinks, yeah, another's great, but there's just not enough time. Towards the site. They're not going to give him unnecessary fights. Spinks just trying to take as much as he can. Force a rebuy on that Kev if it's down to go down. And there you have it. Lovely stuff. Heroic will take the pistol.
Yeah, tidy. And I think right there, as soon as you do see Snappy in that position, if you can get across, you can isolate those defenders over towards the sandbag position, right? And that becomes a more favorable duel for the Glocks here. If Madden was able to get a kill and stall them out, it should have been a bit more of an easier round to at least disallow Heroic getting into forward post plants like this, right? When they pushed up in towards ABC and Graffiti, that's great for the T side. It's a really good work right there as to get back underway with ends into a force buy, and of course we do. Both these teams do love a force. They love to keep the argy-bargy of the buys on through and down towards Connector with 2. There's Hades having a glance, but Katie will get the better of him with the Mac-10, and you got to be careful there, mate. You're copping a lot of damage, down to 22 points of health. This one is looking very good for Heroic. Sure, she executes, and now it is a 3-on-5, and we still have 1 minute and 30 left on the clock. So how do you even consider Ents in this one?
Oh, this is the worst way for a second round force to feel. You just immediately, upon departing spawn, have 2 teammates gone, 1 of you tagged up through the boards, just pistols anyway. I mean, it is up to Heroic now of how much they're going to give away, really.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? If Spinks could find himself in a good position to get a multi-kill with the Deagle, then sure, we could start building a bit of a narrative right here, but Heroic aren't taking any risks, right? They're just making sure there's no pushes over towards A right now, and gathering the troops is Katie, and back towards B. If it is a gamble call, and Spinks is able to join Diha and Snappy towards B, and he has from the heavens, they could at least put up a bit of a ruckus. There's enough util to smoke heaven, molly barrels. If they do it by the book here, Heroic, they will have all the advantages in the world and more.
I think Heroic no stranger to doing it by the book. A nice attempt. Snappy just the 1 down, and yeah, Deagle's not going to get you too far.
Oh, okay, never mind. Another kill coming on through. Diha's got 1 back on low HP. Spinks in a 1-on-2 now.
Yeah, this is actually manageable, and with 25, they're going to be flustered. He's actually worried about the flank, and so he'll hear them now, clearing him through, and it's Shush who is looking like a man who's awoken from a slumber. 5-0 to get him started here on Overpass.
Yeah, he's sharp, isn't he, Shush? And I think in his role, he is one of the most solid players at being that anchor, that safe pair of hands. Does a great job for Heroic. And we should be, of course we're not, you know, I have to remember I can't do anything by the book when Ents is in the server here. And M4 has been brought on up by Snappy and given over to Spinks. You won't be expecting this if you're Heroic.
Especially if he goes for an Aggie maneuver. Wow, this is really going to disrupt them. If he can time the reveal of the M4 with a frag, with multiple frags, and as long as his teammates don't just get run over, Cadian just worms up short. And now Molotov'd off. You can see, look at this, the protocols, even on what's supposed to be an anti-eco, they're covered in their dots. And it's 1 and done. That's not what you wanted from Spinks. He does get that frag, reveals himself, but hunted down by Stown.
You need a little bit more right now out of the remaining members of Ents here. Another kill, maybe 2. Just to really keep Heroic on edge, because the entire point of that M4 is to be disruptive. Hades with the USP, not really the weapon for the job. A dink in combination with Diha's position towards Connector could be nice for a kill, but trying to keep them at arm's length, the Heroic right now. They have the benefit of these rifles going up against the pesky pistols. And just taking care of business again here as DH slips on forward.
Oh, well, that's worked out lovely. They combined their forces for another frag, and it was just USP and P250 peppering away. Heroic have got the freedom to go wherever they desire.
This is interesting, though, right? Notice they're getting these kills, and normally Heroic are very reactive. And I know this is up against the pistol, so they're not quite sure. Oh, Refresh is actually opting to get that M4 in hand. It's interesting that they're not just like quickly getting a move on here. This has actually allowed the rotation of Madden into the correct position now. He's yet to get a kill, but this would be one way to get on the board. 3 to find.
It's very hard, and two shots of that Deagle do connect. Now, Cadian's done well with that. He gets 3 frags and stops that funny business with an extra M4. Now, you can see what that's going to cost them. Snappy will have to make an SMG sacrifice, and I am intrigued to see, because Refresh typically like...
Bueno, se complicó, pero...
To continue to return fire if
Estamos. Perdón la demora, gente, perdón. Ah.
Lots of options.
Devil Walk actually mentioned something to me the other day, the idea of having your lurker operating with a M4.
Right.
To make it a bit harder to
Es que sí, es
where
que...
that lurk is coming from. So, curious to see how Refresh wants
no voy a decir nada. Es que se hacía el misterioso, ¿viste?
Canadian just keeping himself at 250 here.
Pero nada, tuve un problema entre manos, ¿sabes?
Oh, it's so quick, so quick.
No, me demoré buscando agua y me quedé como resteando un poco, descansando. 10 minutos, G2 outsider, ok.
Hades posted up onto the jail position. Smoke will bloom. Power jump, he's ready for it. Hades racks up another, and Snappy staying nimble on the SMG, gets himself the AK upgrade. This is problematic now for Heroic. Tessus fills the void. The Cadian left, and another frag back. Spinks caught out in the open. They've recovered. A 2v4. They know the AWP was heaven. Bomb thrown across. Refresh might get down to a...
Bueno. ¿Quién me sirve que gane acá? Creo que ENS. Me sirve que gane, porque yo puse a ENS. No, la yerba está bien, Oh, pero pará, amigo. Fanático. Envíame el título. Es que, corazón, acordate que estamos esperando que arranque G2 Outsiders. O sea, esto lo estamos viendo provisoriamente. Después yo soy el descompuesto. Nada, si no pasa nada, no pasa nada.
Of this one right here, but we saw just in our previous series how some of these maps can kick on off. NIP were looking fantastic with streaks of rounds. Now, this was played just the other day, the 29th of April. Saw ENTS taking on Heroic. It was online, it was in the showdown, it was in a semi-final. Overpass was Heroic's pick there, and they were able to scoop that one up, 16-13. With only 5 rounds on the T side, so they're one off of the path of the course.
Hoy no cobro por esto. Bueno, está. Igual yo siempre te puedo ofrecer algún tipo de pago. Malinterprete, por favor. Estamos hablando.
Unawares another opening. Heroic. To find the 5-round haul. It took them 15 to find in their last head-to-head. They could be finding 5 rounds of play here.
Y bueno, si es lo que te gusta. Che, lo veo firme Heroic. Ojo.
Advantage still in the favor of Heroic as more time slinks off the clock. Now, this is still looking very likely to be a B play. It is just Tessus that is over towards Fountain A right now. He's going to get some help. Shush is coming back on over. A redeploy of a smoke in towards the monster position, and Util being juggled over towards the B site right now.
Que nos fue de las manos.
He's only got the SMG. Last seen connect.
Se desvirtuó todo, sí.
He doesn't even have Hades as a reactionary support, so...
Bueno. A ver, lo van a ver, supongo. No, lol. Qué rota está el MP9, es buenísima si la sabes disparar. Es muy bueno.
has got the space, and now the plan can go down.
Pero bueno, pasaron así todo igual.
What a recovery. That was the frag you needed to find there, Hades. Bit hot under the collar. Madden will fall. And yeah, D has got nothing to celebrate.
Oof, the pace at which they just came past Divider right there. The fact that Spink still gets 2 in that heads-up position. Fantastic work from him.
Las USP de 9-7 están rotas.
Hades missing that shot right there.
¿Vos te acordás de eso? No, qué nefasto. Las rondas agarraban todo. O sea, era como lo hacían a propósito. ¿Qué onda, Nivek, papá? ¿Cómo andás? Todo tranqui. Mirá. Acabamos de ver el primer mapa que ganó G2 Outsiders. Ahora estamos viendo Ends Heroic mientras esperamos que arranque el segundo mapa de G2 Outsiders. Lo ganó relativamente con autoridad G2 Outsiders. Tipo 16-10, una cosa así. Y le ganó el pick Outsiders, así que ahora juegan Vértigo, que es lo que piqueó G2. Así que bueno, debería ser un 2-0 fácil, pero bueno, viste. Los partidos hay que jugarlos antes. Se puede tirar, digamos, asegurar al 100%. Pero en teoría, G2 muy superior. Miren, Simple está streameando. Está haciendo, estará jugando. Claro, no juega. Claro, ya clasificó a los cuartos. Navi. Sí. Anda tranqui. Qué frío que tengo, en serio. ¿Qué onda? Pero estaría necesitando unos guantes y no precisamente el CSGO. Siempre dijo que el torneo estaba fácil, aprovecho para streamear hace tiempo. Y sí. ¿Viste el frío que hace, loco? O sea, estoy... Mis manos, a ver. Me voy a calentar un poco. Pegándome. La pierna, el muslo. Pero posta, está para... O sea, está para estar tapada. Está pasándote la cabeza. No, Blaze, quédatelo. No me gustaría para nada unos guantes del counter. Hablando de guantes, el otro día buscaba guantes para el frío y me salieron unos guantes en la vida real. ¿Cómo es eso? O sea, que es unos guantes Visa. A ver. ¡Oh! Espero sentate. Che, no es normal esta superioridad de... Los redondos con azul... ¡Ah! Era hermoso, me intenté comprarlos. Claro, y se pueden usar encima. Buena. Yo soy el primero que compraría esas boludeces, la verdad. La de meme nomás para... ¿no?
Looking to hold on to it again. As mentioned, max loss bonus in play. I guess we could talk about how Ents got to this point as well. Right?
Igual vos, Romy, me habías dicho que tenían un cuchillo mariposa. Eso también está lindo de tener ahí para tirar falla nomás. O un carambit, ¿viste? Un carambit de verdad que corte, pero que sea el CS. O sea, es una boludez, pero está bueno. Sexta ronda de Heroic, loco. Bastante stomp. Qué alegría. Tendría que mandar alguna foto. A ver cómo son. Por acá estoy seguro que los venden. Claro, el Mercado Libre había visto yo. Acá un local, claro, pasa que vos sos de Buenos Aires, yo acá, ¿quién carajo va a vender eso en un local? El Mercado Libre seguro está lleno. Che, qué buenas las casacas del CS, me encantan. Me encantaría tener una de esas remeritas ahí. Posta.
Seems to be a win condition for Heroic as he is going from strength to strength. Even kill spread really just with the outliers of Tessa, so we just
Bueno, pero
find a less than favorable duel still wins.
10.000 euros. Bueno, a ver. Ya todo es caro, ya lo sabes. La G2 refachera, la mayoría me gustan, o sea, no sé. Dice estando con los resultados algo que fui, perdió. Y bueno, pero le queda un BO3 a Furia, puede clasificar. Poco se habla de la paliza que le está dando Heroic a Ens. Espero que sea pick de Heroic, lo único que voy a esperar. Ah, bueno, a ver, hablando de G2, ya tiene que estar por... Ya estamos para ver G2, les digo. Y la de G2, mira, acá está la decía de G2. Ens para mí le ganó. Puede ser, el BO3, sí, sí. ¿Por qué no?
Yeah, and that smoke you can see that they're throwing now. It's going to land at the mouth of Long, and immediately that's going to get you defensive.
7 para Outsiders. Elogio.
Oh, they've drawn a big rotation here. So one has now joined Spinks over to one side. That is Snappy.
Oh,
entre el sueño y el frío estoy como... raro.
And there's an opening. Saw hammered it into.
Pero bueno, acá siempre, bancando.
It's not going to stop Heroic from committing.
A ver. Dale, no arranca G2. Es como Rastin, en un buen día te ganan. Claro. Vamos a ver hoy qué onda. Hoy arranca G2. Bueno. Listo, arranca G2 Outsiders, que es el partido para mí más interesante, así que vamos con eso. Aunque bueno, Heroic es buen partido igual. No vamos a negarlo. No, gorda, lo que me pasaste. No. O sea, eso es Mercado Libre, ¿no?
Attempted a mid to be, yeah, it's going to fly in, but blocked. Okay. Flitz doing keepy uppies, but it will keep him off the mid angle. And so in that moment, G2 overrun them. Monacy with a double opener. He was a bit of a non-factor back on Inferno, but he started this one off well. Hunter holding down these rotates. Buster is cornered in, and that is a beautiful pistol.
Ahí bueno, las pistolas ganan las PT, A ver si funca.
Full information plus the block and all the angle to fight middle. That just leads to dead man. And G2
no pasa nada. Cambiamos para G2 Outsiders. AliExpress.
That was really nice. That was really decisive. And G2 already setting a scary
bueno.
Coming into the second
es que me buena a la casa acá.
O
sea, tendría, no sé, como 10 camisetas esa. O nada, 10 no, pero 5 de equipos así diferentes tendría. O sea, además son estilo tipo las de fútbol y me gustan para tirar facha. Dios, sí, full eco, así que digamos, muy difícil que gane esto Outsiders.
Yeah, I think Monacy's starting this one off feeling pretty confident, right? The pistol was a good showing, but even this round, you know, he's wide swinging up ramp first with the AK all alone. Like, there was no one at the time where he was peeking to trade him. There was no one who could have helped.
¿Va a hacer algo o qué van a guardar el USP? Tiene que hacer algo Outsiders, a ver. No compraron nada, literal. ¿Qué van a hacer? Bueno, a ver. Le dan 300 más de plata por cada frag, pero... Bueno, ahí va. ¿Qué sé yo? Cuidan el KDA. Cuidando el KDA. ¿A quién me vas a acordar? Bueno, eso está bien.
Hunter wants some cash as well. Gonna farm some up with these Mac 10s.
Hey,
2-0 para G2. Ahora va a poder comprar igual Outsiders. Todos M4. 5 M4 a 1 S.
Throwing that A short smoke from Spawn, they're going to be looking to default towards A with the majority of this side. Outsiders taking some mid control. Double setup here with G2. Don't seem to mind. They're being very loud up on this ramp control. Yakinda coming through the short smoke to try and fight for it. He's been volleyed out very wide. Nico could find an angle here. But he jumps it, gets the spot.
Opa, casi. Le rozaron las balas.
That was one way of finding the opener.
We've got a banging head-to-head over towards ramp though, right? Yakinda versus Nico, kind of a, you know, bit of a throwback to some of those banana rounds over on Inferno in that second half. Boosts up.
Boost on boost.
Both players with vision doesn't make it any easier. Buster, this is a good hold considering.
Pasa G2 al side. 4 contra 5, 4 contra 4. Rafa, Yakinda lo baja Nico en medio. 3 contra 4, a ver si pueden pasar el side. 2-4. ¿Va a guardar G2 o van a tratar? Nah. A huevo, le van a tratar de ganar. Bueno, te iba a decir el nombre, pero nombre impronunciable. ¿Alguno está vendiendo saldo en Steam? Yo te puedo vender algo, dependiendo cuánto necesites. Yo cobro un 35% de recargo, más o menos. Por ahí. Supongo que sos de Argentina igual. Así que... Bueno, 1-2, nada mal.
Oh my goodness, that is a range tech tap to take down Flit. James is getting curious as well. Rare to see him in the front line. Pushed up all the way down B.
A ver. Tradeado. Igual lo dejó muy tocado, pero... Qué bien. 1 contra 2. Ronda para Outsiders, parejo. Me dieron 4 hamburguesas, una cara de hambre, me dieron. Unas 4 hamburguesas, ¿sabes cómo? Me las dan a mí y desaparecen. Déjame decirte. No sé qué apetito tendrás vos, pero yo me bajo 4 hamburguesas tranqui. Si son con pan, bueno, te entiendo. Pero al plato, aunque bueno, con pan también como 4. Fácil.
And spreading out, and your best player maybe even upgrading and joining another tier 1 team. You know, maybe that just makes Outsiders start throwing themselves into more fights and gives them a little bit more levity in some of these rounds.
¿Me das el saldo directo o en skins? Saldo directo.
Could catch G2 off guard because G2 certainly looked prepped for exactly what they got given back on Inferno. Those T-side rounds were immaculate. They avoided stacks.
2 empanadas. Bueno, iba a decir algo, pero no, mejor me arrepentí. Te lo escribo. Sí, pero sí, es verdad. A las 14 sale espalda caída. ¿Hoy? ¿Hay oferta de Steam hoy? Qué grande. Paso mi código de Steam. Agregame. Ahí te paso. Sale free. No. Banealo ese pelotudo. Vamos free, pa. Estamos viendo CSGO, padre. Igual bienvenido al canal. Gracias por estar acá. Bienvenido. Cirito. Agregame. Buscame así en Steam y agregame. Voy a aparecer.
The MP9 out of this round, right? If you've got 7400 and G2 are coming in with a rifle round, upgrade would be nice, but yeah, James does do it. I was getting scared there for a second. He's got the law.
Bueno, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. Sale free. Ah. ¿En serio? Sale free. Ah, bueno. La re-failié, viejo. La re-failié mal. Yo sé tirar free para la final de otro major tengo una exhibición. Nada que ver lo que entendí. Sale... O sea, ¿va a estar varios días gratis o sale gratis definitivamente? Hoy la tengo. El Fall Guys.
G2 will be even less ready for this. Boost up, out he goes, bit of damage, but he's getting spammed as well. Oh, I can't believe Jack stayed on that.
Dale, va, yo ya te acepto. Y después, cuando termine el directo, más tarde arreglamos. Tranqui.
Nico still working the short side control. Yakinda offers up that opening. Nico has rolled out the red carpet over here towards A. James was floating around the sandbags with this AWP. Now is to concede a bit of space. Doesn't want to get caught out on an island. Doesn't want to be that first domino to fall.
Ahí está. Freestyle, freestyle, free gratis, nadie habla de lo mismo. Eso lo vamos a jugar. Lo que usted diga, señorita.
James throws himself into that fight, and now they drop the bomb over on ramp. At this moment, outsiders know what's happening.
Linda ronda, muy pareja. Bueno, lo veo bien outsiders. La verdad. Free la vieja de Ciro. Vos con la free en el CS. Lo veo sólido outsiders. A ver, tiene plata, va a estar medio Nico, G2, se le complica a G2 el mapa, ojo, ojo.
Yeah, dude, two players who didn't really accomplish a hell of a lot back when Inferno.
Free Pablo Londra, free Johnny Depp.
Right now, you know, we touched upon James
Porque
already,
no estaba,
the kicker also
no
had
está
a
precio.
very slow start that never really built into anything meaningful.
Free Zack, ¿se acuerdan el coach de 9Z?
Open this one up, right? He is a big reason as to why this A bomb site is held down here. That little hat trick of frags out of the guy going a long way.
Yakinda, watch out. Oh. Luckily enough, they actually swapped spots this time. Yakinda on short side. James took a deep peek with the AWP and got a kill. Yakinda's molly just evaporates into the ground.
Obviamente que es inocente, obvio, obvio. Free books by Monesi. O sea, el free se puede usar para todo. Tienen multi... Epa, se llega a los 20 likes.
You might be out of the round. Yakinda still getting aggro, still getting up in their face, and he's so ready for Alexi.
El texto de Johnny Depp lo acusó la ex de maltratarlo y tipo nada que ver, era al revés básicamente. O sea, no sé mucho igual, pero nada. Nada, pero Johnny Depp está más, o sea, las drogas, lo quemaron un poco las drogas, pero a lo poco que vi se nota que es inocente. Nah, shady. No, era con I al final. Es que la ex quería vuelta y vuelta.
To find James off the back of the sandbags. They're not ready with a flashbang. It's beautiful for Yakinda.
Bueno, 3v3.
3-on-3 right now.
Ahí están muy lindas las rondas, la verdad, este match.
G2 are not ready to commit. They just wanted the pick.
Wanted to pick. Wow. Qué calma, qué silencio. ¿Cómo me ven? ¿Cómo me ven? Ser un... ¿Cómo se dice? Me olvidé. ¿Cómo se dice esto que estoy haciendo? No sé el nombre. ¡Qué grande, Rousey! Viví esos 20 pesitos, papá. Gracias. Viste que a veces das cosas. Podrías hacer por predicciones esta entre gente que está siempre. Sí, sí, sí. Estoy preguntando si te dejo el stream prendido. Gracias, papá. Te quiero mucho. Gracias, buen provecho. ASMR, no me acuerdo el nombre. Sí. El que pega la predicción gana una caja o algo así. Es buena, es buena, es buena. Lo voy a empezar a implementar la semana que viene, es decir, el directo que viene. Al partir del directo que viene lo hago y capaz que más gente se empieza a copar. Como que incentiva a venir más gente. Así que...
When really, they shouldn't have.
No, they shouldn't have. You're right. That bomb drop for Buster was perfect. If only he played a little more aggressive. They just didn't know about the flank for Jax. If Buster went in and tried
¿Y esa minita con la remera de PGL? No la vi. ¿Dónde? ¿Una minita? ¿Dónde?
He could have won that round immediately. Jax's flank probably would have been held and expected for, but Buster wanted to tuck in, and that gave so much room to the lurker through middle. A position that outsiders have not had to worry about all maps so far. But finally, it comes back to haunt them in the worst way possible. Beautiful round for Hunter as well. And G2 break the mold. Still rebuys available, and one more after this for outsiders. James gonna continue.
Usa el lado de Mones y recién haciendo los gestos con la mano. Ah, no lo vi, no lo vi. Las de dosis son God. No, pará. Pará, cuidado. Estás en YouTube. Llegué y tiré 20 días. Puedo ser tu community manager, te consigo contacto con alguna marca de yerba y cambias la yerba. Y no me lo digas así que lo pienso, che. Community manager no, igual, porque me gusta contestar a mí. Pero... mi representante, A mí no pantanos. Probablemente le estoy indicando un nuevo bug. Camino pantanos. Qué bien el gordo Monesi. Yo le pegué en el 15-14 y pego un 15-15. 15-15 decía este match. Me quieren robar mi trabajo, no pago. Nah, Romy, tranqui, nadie. Haces muy bien tu labor. O sea. Romy pone el cuerpo, si los nombres y yo consigo a la gente, negocio perfecto. Epa. Nace una alianza, nace un business. Bueno, me toca la mejor parte. Qué risa. O sea, Messi.
For a guy who's very quiet on the AWP last map, so is Jane. We didn't really see many AWPs go off on Inferno, even on those CT sides, but that's a high impact round from the AWP.
High impact
G2
round.
Back to back. Starting to whittle away this money. One more buy for outsiders, or they're just relying on lost bonus pistols.
$5-4. Se recuperó. G2. Luego me estoy cagando de sed otra vez, pero no me dan ganas de abandonar el stream. O sea, es como... pará, viejo. Respetá a la gente que te está mirando. Santa Fe Capital, Rausi. Con mi cuerpo, si el nombre es la gente, yo compro saldo, negocio perfecto. Claro, toda la cadena, todo el ciclo económico. Pimientos hasta arriba. Sí, de Rosario. Come gato. Bardeado, ¿viste? Bueno, supongo que no es la primera vez que te lo dicen. Acá nosotros nos dicen inundados. O sea, es como el bardo, ¿viste? De Rosario, Santa Fe. De la nada, viste, totalmente gratuito el bardo, nada que ver. Bueno, a ver, fue con cariño igual. Comemos perros y gatos. ¿Vos de dónde sos, nombre raro? XEQ, XEQ, XQ. Eso.
Gonna play ahead of the smoke. Oh, he's dead right away. Kicker now trying to fill the void. The Kovacs with the openers.
Bueno, esa ronda para G2. Ya te van a inundar y pedir colchones. De Rosario, de Rosario. Qué risa esas discusiones, o sea. Y tipo, y después diciendo, ay, pero no son la capital de Santa Fe. Igual van con mucho Rosario, me gusta Rosario. Linda ciudad.
And so much of it feels like it's happened since this AWP's come through for Monacy, right? It's been a fairly consistent source of these openers. Even that round there, he wins this fight at ramp to kickstart it all.
No soy de Buenos Aires. Bueno, no. Es una disputa entre santafesinos y rosarinos. Básicamente, en esta ronda Neko, así que capaz lo puedo explicar. Nada, en un momento de crisis se decía que los rosarinos comían gatos, no sé, o sea, no sé bien de dónde salió eso. Y cuando se inundó en 2003 Santa Fe, que la ciudad quedó bajo agua, nada, Rosario, bueno, ayudaban a Santa Fe y se dice, devolver los colchones o por eso, inundado, nos dicen por eso. No te digo que se nos puede escapar una hora. Rosario anda heavy con eso. Sí. Anda 6 para G2. No hay manera de que la gane. Outsiders.
They are feeding Monacy right now, and he is hungry. 6-5 for G2. The eco doesn't get scary, and Outsiders now need to come in with a response.
Los gatos fue por proyecto por niño que le pagaron a uno para que tire unos gatos en una parrilla. Yo decía que los gatos son todas cosas feas o algo así. Claro, crisis del 89. Sí. La hiperinflación, digamos. Estamos volviendo a esa época ahora, en este momento. Como estamos rememorando. Ay.
No respect from Nico playing so deep up ramp.
We just saw it from the kid's perspective. You can't even see Nico, but he has such a nice angle to take these fights. That smoke.
¿Por dónde este pasó a jugar? No sé. Mirá, haciendo amistades. Las minitas de acá son 10. Y sí, las minas argentinas, en general, son lindas. Enfrente del bar. Ahora, ¿son de Newell's o Central? Dígame el cuadro que son, ya que está. Hoy se coge.
Oh, mate, now they know about Buster as well. They get the info about this double B hold. Might make them reconsider. I think it's at a moment like this, right? You learn about that double B setup.
Bueno.
You're going to try to give a bit more room over to Nico on this A site. See if he can keep creating space for you over at top ramp. And now, I mean, with Cousin Hunter moving in to join him.
Sí, lo estaba puro. Ves una mujer después de tanto partido que parece.
She goes creeping in, spots Nico on headshot. Nades exchanged at top ramp. Just trading util right now. 20 seconds. G2, if they are going to go for this, they've got to go pretty quickly. Pretty sharpish. And Yakindar opens it up with a double. Might be low on health.
Hey, manden fotos si coordinan un encuentro. Por favor.
Bomb does make it into the site. Low HP on Alexi. Able to get that.
Nos robaron el nombre en la calle, dice, pero cala boca, provinciana.
Over towards the boost. Bomb planted open for ramp, can be watched from short as well, but right now Monacy's trying to fight for this. Tap on the bomb, will bait this swing. He needed a helping hand and Alexi cannot help him. All alone, Outsiders flood them down. Everyone out from behind the boost just running at that ramp hold. And it's a nice try for Monacy and Alexi.
Foto plus 18, sí.
Very dire straits, dire circumstances. And that one missed shot, you know, it's a kind of an uncharacteristic miss for Modesty. If he gets it, maybe there's some legs on that round.
He had a couple of chances to just win that
Ustedes
round.
central y el clásico más termo, sí, totalmente.
It's probably G2 getting over the line. All the util was gone for Outsiders. They had no kits in that round either.
La verdad que sí.
That was awfully close, very scary. Yikinda put up a lovely double on short side. Those were clean double dink A1S headshots, but it didn't matter at all. G2.
Es que, ¿cómo me gustaría estar en una ciudad más grande, igual, tipo Rosario o Buenos Aires? O sea, bueno, me tocó nacer acá. Ya está. Nada que hacer. Por eso lo que me preguntó es si me iría del país o si me iría si me recontraía a la bosta. O sea, yo no estoy apegado a este lugar. Upa.
His lucky stars. They're still holding both sides of the map. Alexi caught walking away. They know there's another player there. Buster has plenty of cover at Tetris. He's been playing awfully close on B, but despite that, it's not really been picked.
Bueno, es verdad. Lo tengo a mi querido Colón, que me da más tristeza que alegría, pero bueno, lo banco incondicionalmente. A ver, pero se puede viajar para ver a Colón. O sea, qué lindo sería vivir sin impuestos. Totalmente de acuerdo. ¿Cómo puede ser que 165 pesos para cargar 100 en Steam? Nuestro país es único en el mundo. Qué ganas de vivir en Madagascar. Esta paréntesis sería y empezó a dar razones una gana de irse y...
They're getting pincered by Buster
Es
on
que
the
sí.
B push. He's been very aggressive on this side of the map. Nico's flicked back for him. They're moving in now. Nico
Es que ya de por sí mi primer objetivo no es irme a otro país, sino irme de la casa de mi vieja, ponele. Entonces se suma, digamos, ¿no? Nah, pará, Raúl, si tanto no sale, pero capaz que 2100 te sale. Porque ahí te sería el 100%. Son como 2000. Te lo calculo para vos, pa. Ya. 1300 serían 2100, una nefasta. La tiene la valija armada. Y mira, Rausi, si vos querés en algún momento comprar saldo, yo te vendo saldo y te cobro un 30%, 35%. Entonces, tipo, te vas a ganar bastante plata. Tipo, o sea, te saldría mucho más barato. Yo por ahí tengo que vender saldo para comprar algo, algunas cosas, entonces yo puedo hacer eso. Pero eso para los puntos. Eso es para los puntos. Puede comprar en el market. Dejó de ser rentable con tantos bobos ahí, vale. Pero bueno, si vos buscas los puntos, el tema es que tenés que demorar una semana en vender. Está piola para ir a Uruguay, yo tenía pensado irme a la mierda. Y la verdad que cualquier país mejor que Argentina. Te va a ir mejor que acá. En lo económico y en lo social no, porque tiene la gente acá, pero se puede conocer gente, ¿no? Esto también es algo. O sea, se vive mejor y es una cultura muy similar. Entonces, es como que no te sentís lejano. Vuelvo a la escuela y voy a comer y vuelvo más tarde si está el vivo. Dale, pa, dale, gracias por pasarte. Siete, 7 G2 Outsiders. Pero hay gente que lo vende más barato de lo que compra en el juego, dale. Y sí, totalmente. Y tenés que esperar, tenés que esperar a que se devalúe más el dólar, mirá, a ver. Se habrá devaluado, porque nuestro país es muy serio. Ahí está a 115, creo. Nada, se va a seguir evaluando y va a convenir un poco más.
Well, just leave and I mean, Nico, he's done this every single round.
Yeah, and outsiders, I said this earlier, the only way to stop this play from Nico is disrespect the short smoke, and they've been so terrified.
Hablamos de Milei, fútbol, provincia, partidos, cosas golosas, mudanzas y de que Nim no gana una ronda ni una pistol. O sea, sería, digamos. La verdad que sí, o sea, qué buen stream, viejo, qué divertido. O sea, se habla de todo acá. O sea, y sin pelos en la lengua.
They're lobbing all the util in, getting the ball rolling for this A play.
So far away.
Bueno, última ronda de la primera mitad. Y amenaza de tiros.
Tries to win the round before the bomb's down. Goes peeking in. Monacy's at least here to reclaim the 3-on-3. Bomb now getting planted, no util to deal with this, so will come in.
Llegamos a 20 likes, qué grande. O sea, hay más likes de gente viéndome. O sea, ya está. Besitos para todos. Besitos en la boca. O en otros lugares. Sé que prefiero. Yo le pegué a Liquid 0-3, pa. Bueno, termino la primera mitad y me voy a buscar más agua porque me estoy deshidratando. Llego al serio igual, pero no voy a demorar mucho.
But the IGL coupled with the Anchorman Jax will hold the line.
Yeah, you can't even really blame outsiders that much for taking fights in that round because they're not expecting that mistake. They don't think the bomb's been left, and so they're there to try and stop that plant, try and keep the pressure on. But it's such a weird round and a weird issue for G2 that it works in their favor. And Monacy with open sight lines to continue picking this A site is what he got away with all damn half. Nico wins ramp, Monacy wins A, and G2 win the half, 8-7. It's still very close, but those odds don't believe in the outsiders comeback for the first time in the while.
Pero soy el más rápido.
Is this the last road?
No, Romy, no me digas cochinadas. Igual, epa. O sea, después. Me parece que después sí. Tengo que ver cómo salgo.
Outsiders recognize though the amount of room they've been given here.
A ver cómo sale esto.
Do have util on Monacy to soften up the bomb planter, but that's really all it's going to look to do. They've lobbed in that early smoky. Kindar's trying to fight for this control. Nico.
No, perdón. Leí mal el chat.
So now with him out of the round, someone else is going to have to step up. Someone else is going to have to deliver for the outsiders. They've just seen Kicker crossing back onto default. They know he's now within the site.
A ver. Puede retiquear esto. ¿Cómo lo van a hacer? Ronda complicada. Pero vamos a ver cómo lo ejecutan. Como el orto. Uy, bueno. Ronda para outsiders igual.
And they fight Nico to the very end.
I love that outsiders commit with a game plan, even though it doesn't go the way they want.
Y aunque aunque me quede pedazo. Sí, jugamos. No jugamos tanto, pero por ahí.
Going back, especially when CTs buy up kit smoke on this round or just any util, is so hard to win those rounds with Glocks far away, on ramp, on short. You're spamming smokes and you're getting headshot. Outsiders wanted your Kinder up.
¿Qué onda? Se traba esto. ¿Qué está pasando?
Behind that CT cubby so they could actually play off of him. Kicker doesn't need that help though, just sits default and outsiders fight all close to A. Those Glocks reign supreme. And despite some beautiful shooting for Nico, it's still outsiders with the pistol. Monacy's been given an A1S in the second round. Looking for that hero rifle to hold on and stop outsiders' conversions. One gun shouldn't be able to do that much.
Bueno, a ver cómo lo juega G2.
Outsiders are coming in.
All right, Nika, give us something vintage with the Deagle. Let's see. Swinging out, it's
Bah.
just a tag. m0NESY's M4 is going to spam Flit out of the round. Outsiders get this top ramp control they were looking
5
for.
de 4. A ver, va a pasar para el site.
With the Mac 10. 45
Side
seconds,
A.
that's still plenty of
A ver
time
cómo
in
lo
an
hacen.
Outsiders world. They do want to follow through with this A play, lobbing all the util in. They're boosting m0NESY up, a double boost to throw him high.
Lol.
And m0NESY tearing
Está
this
desnudo
round away
m0NESY.
from Outsiders. Buster will respond with one. 30 seconds to get this bomb down. They're going to commit. Oh, not yet, actually. Fake on the bomb, hoping this baits peaks, and it will. Buster's getting fed a double kill of his own now. That smoke made things a little bit weird. They were paranoid someone was going to try and run down the planter. That hasn't happened, and so Outsiders poised to play around this bomb.
Casi.
It's going to make it back to ramp. Buster still caught fighting out.
Pero qué onda, ¿por qué le dicen? Porque descubrió el bug de la ventana, ¿no?
But with m0NESY now dead, the pistols have got to do it, and they will. Kicker 1v1. Jax has scavenged this A1S. But he's running out of time, running out of chances. Tap on the bomb, and now Kicker doesn't have to fight for this. That's the round. Jax will concede. He's out of there. Knows he can't win this in the 1v1. And so Outsiders, they regain control. That is
la final, comentaristas de subs, traje, premios y mucha gente. La final soñada. Me gusta, Bless. Me gusta.
2-on-5 in the pre-plant. It's
Ah,
not
fue
like
quien lo
they
usó.
have pressure of the
Ah,
bomb,
por
it's
eso,
a
por
fake
eso.
tap that forces
Yo
players
me
over the
banco un
boost.
traje
It
en la
doesn't feel
final.
consequential when it
Me banco.
happens, but it all just drips dry. When you lose m0NESY, you lose that rifle, you have no kit, you have no utility, and we know how hard these retakes can be when you're just dry fighting and T's are getting given chances to jiggle, to get that info, see that you're off the bomb. 6 kills out of Buster. That boost from m0NESY was excellent, but it wasn't enough. My God. Well, at least they get another go with that Hero M4, but it's supplemented by far less.
Solo falta la luz. Tranqui que lo voy a arreglar esta semana. Me comprometo a mí mismo.
Jack's trying to bait for him. Buster solo on this angle. Jack should be ready to help out Hunter to repeat, but he's trying to bait footsteps right now. Make Outsiders peek off of his noise. They're not interested. Buster's even left the B-bomb site. Come to regroup. The timing of this round, the only thing that can make this round interesting is the timing of Hunter's flank. If he starts walking, if he doesn't like what he sees and commit to backstab Outsiders, he can do something, much as how Buster was constantly on that bottom ramp flank. But it seems like that time has already passed. Outsiders
Si es A, puede tener algunas chances. G2.
Hunter just started.
Bueno, tradeado.
Okay, trading 1-for-1 there is nice. It's actually going to slow down the exit, lending even more time to Hunter.
No.
Nico now flushed out. This A side starting to crumble. And Hunter only just arriving. Buster's been here before. He knows what these B rounds
Ajá, compré paquete souvenir, compré 10. Lo compré antes de la actualización del dólar, además, así que los compré más baratos. A ver, vamos a ver cuánto se ven.
Double digits, right? We've got this investment looming for G2. Gonna have the AWP in m0NESY's hands. Rifles for everybody else. But it needs to turn around soon. It needs to turn around quickly.
Outsiders are longing this out, but yeah, it's all on the rifle round right now. The true test of G2, what the CT side's going to look like. m0NESY's looking for util over the top, seeing if they're throwing that short smoke. It's a consistent factor of almost every T round of G2, but Outsiders will respect early, will let James work the ramp.
10-8. Partida que la puede ganar Outsiders. Está en partida. Están jugando bien. Vamos a ver.
He arrives precisely on time. But m0NESY's been here since the beginning. He's going to flash kick it in. Looks like he's calling for something. He's going back over the boost, over the box. m0NESY doesn't know, but he goes back on the angle. This is so close. And m0NESY hits the headshot. Nico activates off the back of it. He's been seen, but m0NESY has his cover.
Bueno, 4 de 5, menos de un minuto. No, lo que juega m0NESY igual. Hay que decirlo. Imagina lo mataba.
Gonna regroup with Flit over here in mid, 30 seconds.
¿Qué van a hacer? ¿Van a guardar? ¿Van a ir a jugarla? Yo creo que guardan.
Taking mid this late in the round is just going to be so
No,
difficult.
guardar.
Yeah, they're not doing it. It's going to say 5-on-3. G2 are always going to have a mid player, and even if Hunter sees something going on, he can
Sí, escondieron las pelotas.
bomb site. Suddenly you've got a triple stack no matter what site you go to, and outsiders simply can't break through. That's it for G2. 2 picks.
Es que, ¿sabe qué pasa? Hay mucha gente que pensó que iba a pasar lo del año pasado, que se vendía el doble, y no. No te sorprendas si mañana se habla de los souvenirs muy baratos. Que están muy baratos, no los voy a vender. Listo. Va a pasar eso. Y total, los souvenirs no van a estar en descuento, además.
Look at these, man. To think that m0NESY goes back to this angle a second time and finds Kicken's face as well. He was lining up util. He was trying to throw the little one-way smoke to get them up short. Well, you might need a new lineup, bud. First pause coming out. Outsiders felt like this half has gone, or this game has gone to plan. And yeah,
Ajá, eso es lo que decía. Pausa táctica de Outsiders. Igual ya termina.
To address the problems before they get really out of control. James, you know, he's learned the angle that m0NESY wants to fight him on this side, but he doesn't want to let that happen again. He needs to win that out if outsiders even want to take ramp, because they're not going to be as oppressive as Nico was in that first half. Think about how every round Nico would throw that deep big smoke and run.
Me clavé un gusito rojo lindo con lo fresquito que está.
Other than that, outsiders going to be pretty respectful in the early round and wait out this util.
No, that's a very good point, right? Like, Yekindar is the guy who does try to do that.
Una polenta también, una polenta ahí, hermoso. Si tengo polenta te digo que me hago.
So this is where the pressure is going to fall to James to try get these openers. m0NESY's willing to take this fight, right? You are going to have a source of trying to get them. Oh, that's quick. The orb nails kicker.
Qué bien, m0NESY.
And an early 5v4 G2. Now they go a little more lax over at ramp, right? They kind of say, all right, if you want
bueno.
you can have it. We'll take the
4 de 5. Dígame que le van a jugar y no van a guardar como el anterior. Dale, pa, te acepto. Tranqui. Gracias por pasarte. Un saludo. Aprovecho. 40 pasos mucho no me gusta. Una polenta bien condimentada igual. Nada de boludez.
It's ballsy. G2 are even trying to regress here. Might work though. Yakindar's off over the one way, and Nico walks in. Finally, a bit of vengeance comes the way of Yakindar. 4-on-4 now, as G2 have given up their advantage round. Miss shot for m0NESY, a rarity. Goes back for smoke.
Puede ser ronda para outsiders esto. Pasaron a side, van a plantar. Bueno.
Over the top from CT and managed to snuff out Yakindar, but it's a wide plant. This one is so good for the ramp hold here for outsiders, and it might disrupt G2's lineups if they want to be throwing default utility over from CT. Out it goes.
A ver cómo hacen el retake.
About this wide plant.
Makes life a little bit harder for James with the orb. Oh, m0NESY nails that shot. Flit barely gives him a pixel to work with. Spun down now. James moving in on the angle, jacks up the short side. There's a fight that's got to get one, and Buster will win it. James, Buster 1v3, swinging up, doubles down, but the defuse is held. It's a G2 round.
Por nada no la ganó, pero los mató a todos. What the fuck.
The bomb is what wins G2 around.
Buenarda igual, buenarda. Quedó sin plata. Se quedaron sin plata. Lástima que no la ganó, pero...
That smoke, it almost gave cover for outsiders to play wide, to actually stop that defuse, but I love the way G2 run at that, right? The way they remove the orb. Hunter's on top of boost, while Alexi gets on the bomb. It's like a double layered peak. James just trying to hold for the defuse, but he gets double face.
Miren. Buenísimo.
Buster, he gave it a go. He did all he could.
Y justo llegó a
But it's going to be
defusarlo.
G2 sneaking it past. Final second defuse. And 10-10.
Bueno,
That was
saca
after Nico gave up that 5-on-4 and it gave
Saca
outsiders
G2.
a way in to get the stick.
ronda muy importante.
Oh boy, this one's a tense
La verdad,
match right
ronda importantísima, gente. ¡Ay, qué fiaca que tengo!
Vamos a ver qué onda.
Continues to do it here and now, but not enough for a round.
A ver. ¿Qué van a plantear? ¿Qué va a plantear Outsiders? A ver. Holdean, el C4 siempre ahí viendo qué hacer. A ver. Buena baja de Shane. Además, Monasi es la figura de G2, así que muy baja, muy importante. Vamos a ver cómo lo resuelven. Con uno menos, si pueden defender.
Zaiwu on the receiving end of just one kill, but it can shape the outcome of a matchup. How longer does that feel so safe for G2 to go back to?
Están pensando, están en TT todavía. Están ahí pensando qué hacer los de Outsiders. Están ahí, tiene que hacer una baja G2, sería importantísima. No, que yo creo que ya más o menos están pensando en guardar o qué, porque están ahí medio raros. O están probando suerte de que sea un side. Puede ser. 25 segundos. Y 3 de 5, ay, ay, ay. 20 segundos, pero van a por plantar. Una ronda para Outsiders, debería ser. Sí, sí, van a guardar. Intentaron hasta donde pudieron y van a tener que guardar.
Yeah, it's a really rough save as well, because you just barely win these rounds with pistols on this map, and just 1 or 2 M4s. Maybe if
la verdad que Outsiders está dando pelea, hay que decirlo.
Outsiders have been super methodical. They've not been offering up picks on A ramp, other than when Monasi's had that AWP and deep peaks. And their executes have been really clean so far, getting a lot of bomb plants on the T side, on this A site, and that's where we've seen all the rounds for Outsiders. They haven't really tested B, they haven't done any mid-lurking, they've had the control.
11-10 y hay 3 de G2 que no van a poder comprar. Me perdí algo y mira, está linda la partida. La verdad, muy parejo, sí, sí, sí. Apecheaje 2, vos decís. No sé, che. Había complicado, pero puede ser, eje 2. You never know.
This one, oof, not as clean cut as maybe it felt in the first half.
Both the rifles have B spawns as well, which, like, you know, maybe you kind of try to play around that here if you're G2. Try to send them in early, right? We've already seen Hunter attempt to hit this flank timing once.
Gente, tengo que echar una suerte en el directo y salió todo. Dale, Bless, cuídate, un saludo, sala bien. Gracias por pasarte, como siempre. Gracias por el apoyo. Y nada, nos vemos en otro directo, pa. Mando un saludiño.
This team just, you know, you cut the head off of it and a new one appears. You look at it in the eyes, you turn into stone. It's not a myth, it's a reality. Outsiders don't give up, they don't die. G2.
Bueno. A ver. Ronda que debería ser de Outsiders. Vamos a ver cómo la juega G2. Con varias pistols. Ay, no lo vio. Ay, le recabió. Ahí está, abrieron. Puede ser el... el inicio del fin para G2 esta ronda. Vamos a ver.
It's one kill on Jax, getting a little too big for his boots over at the B site, a little bit impatient. And I mean, if there's one thing Outsiders have got in spades, it's patience.
Too much.
Even as they pad out this site again. even as they reclaim the A1S from the B stairs. It's still going to be such a tall order to muster anything up here. They're going to try and throw Nico up into this boost once more. m0NESY got 3 from this last time. However, they're ready for it. Yakinda flushes out Nico. The gun getting juggled around. They try to put Alexi
Van a intentarlo.
up
Bueno, me gusta.
around. 2 players up on the boost, and Alexi has offered up the first.
Complicadísimo, complicadísimo.
Yakinda close on the short side. They've got him trapped, but no one able to go on the back of that
Se van
flash.
nomás, se van. Está bien. Sí, porque... Bueno, 12-10, gente, 12-10. ¿Quién lo diría? ¿Cómo quedó el TT?
Yeah, this is the changing of the guards right now. Outsiders are waking up in their
Colgando.
G2 have only had 2 rounds in the second, including that defuse that if Buster was a second quicker, would have stopped it. And Outsiders,
¿Pedirán pausa táctica? Para mí sí.
in this series, they at least want to long it out to a third. That last map is dust too if we get there. And suddenly this series opens up a lot because you have to
a ver.
They have a 5-loss streak on this map. It has been dire for them in 2022.
¿Por qué te reís, Axel?
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Contanos, así nos reímos todos. La típica que te decía el profesor.
Every round hitting like a 2-for-1. Jax is once again trying to take this early peek down towards B ramp. I like that he just calls it off this time, right? If he died again, pushing on the ramp side, that would have been a huge problem. A big red flag.
Ah, mal. Ya me había olvidado yo. El colgado. Me quedó... Uy, se me quedó el auricular, la puta madre.
It's just, you know, kind of similar notes to what we were saying on the front. It's very, very hard to do much against this, like, slow signature style of outsiders here.
A ver, gente, tiran resultados los que estén acá mirando. ¿Cómo piensan que sale Outsider G2?
But eventually, you know, once you don't have the smokes to keep replenishing it, you end up conceding ramp anyway, and so Outsiders, they see it as still
Gana
achieving their
Overtime,
goals.
gana Outsiders, gana G2, ¿cuánto?
Nothing has ever come through. Finally, an announced mid-take from Outsiders, and he's caught with his knife around the cross. They won't kill him. He gets out scot-free. He should never be alive, and m0NESY is sacrificed as a result. Hunter here in spawn, over the top, knocked off by Yakinda, and now this B-split can come through.
Jax holding.
Banco bastante ese resultado.
Who do you pick to watch here? Alexi with the first. Jax is dead. And now they know
Para mí se cae. Y se está cayendo.
Has dispatched of him. Nico worlds apart
Se está cayendo.
And so Outsiders, you know, they switch it up in that one there.
13-10 y para 14-10 porque no van a tener plata.
You know, slow put together rounds. They go into a bit of an unknown for them, which is the mid to B, and it works damn near flawlessly.
16-13.
We haven't seen that round, Harry, since round
Mira, para mí pasa esto.
When G2 took 5 middle and kept everyone alive.
Bueno, guardaron una M4, pero...
Chasing CT.
Ahora les digo, ahora veo la plata que tiene G2 y les digo.
And G2 the whole time, you've been talking about these respectful A-holds.
Porque capaz que pueden, por el bonus capaz que quieren. Parece muy optimista diría yo, sí. Mira, van a comprar. Si gana esta Outsider, 16-10. Ya está. Pausa táctica, mirá. Sí. Digo que aprovecho y me hago, voy al baño rápido.
What do you do here as well? Like,
lose this round at least. You could buy a couple of guns.
You could get an AWP with 3 M4s around it.
Ooh, I mean that's cocky.
It's tempting, right? But you'd be super limited in terms of utility, like super limited. Nico would have none. Jax would be like, you know, drop the gun, he could get a bit. Yeah, I'm assuming they just play it safe, and I think that's probably the right call.
10, yeah, maybe, but you know, you buy here, you lose it. You're playing for OT with a 5-round down, and Outsiders are not giving you, you know, the way in. Maybe you play a little looser here. Try and take back middle.
Dude, this is not a nice place to be in, though. This outsider squad, this team is everything G2 hates. It's like all their weaknesses rolled into one squad, right? The idea that G2 have always struggled closing matchups out, closing out series, closing out individual maps. And Outsiders, their whole specialty is centered around.
Ok, a ver.
Centered around
Mira,
pulling
no
games
quedó.
back. Kindar dead to the
mató
boost,
G2.
but the moment they've seen that boost,
Fíjense que no sacaron. Podían haber sacado más armas y no sacaron. Están geniecos, entre comillas. Bastante inteligente igual. Vamos a ver cómo se hace. Outsider ya está en el big side. Va a estar difícil ganar esta ronda. A ver.
This is devastating right now, and I love the Outsiders. The second they see that rifle up on A, they just charge the other side. They know it's all G2 had to work with in this round.
Lo que quieren para mí es descontar armas. A ver. O ni eso, a ver. Sí. Están ahí molestando. Por ganar no le van a ganar. Por uno. No. What? ¿Qué acaban? No, lol. Bueno, no llegan, no llegan. No, igual que bien que la hicieron, amigo. Qué bien que la hizo G2. Porque nadie, ellos ni los de Outsiders esperaban que iban a ir a buscar esa ronda. Parecía perdidísimo ya. Creo que no tenía defuse, por eso no llegó. Buenísima ronda. Qué lástima. Pero bueno, tiene plata G2 ahora. Buena economía.
Oh my goodness, Outsiders, they're trying to do it to them. They're trying to take this to dust. And if we end up there, man, this becomes such a wild card. It's become so up in the air. m0NESY needs success with the AWP. Like, when G2 looked their best, he was opening up in these ramp fights, and we're going to get it now. Now, AWP rallies off the first, and quite the man to find. It's pesky, Kindar dealt with early.
Bueno, ojo que quedó. Aunque va perdiendo por 4. Recuperó. Ah, no me digas, Axel, eso. Yo ya. Dormí creo que 4 horas, 5 estirándola con todo, así que... Encima tengo que hacer una banda de cosas hoy todavía, así que... Bueno, hay que... Día largo, queda día por delante. Ronda para G2 parece. A ver.
You thought m0NESY had done enough. He's got 3 kills in the round, and yet still G2
no murió,
are barely holding on. Bomb now planted. They're the ones on the clock. They've got to move swiftly here. James and Buster both on the ramp side. Both playing the long game around this time. James gets the spot.
There's no way.
For a way back in, but isn't going to get given a peek freely. They start to move in now with the smoke on the bomb. Buster's playing up close. m0NESY dead. James wins that head-to-head. And Buster waiting for this defuse. He's not going to fire off. He's on it. Fake. Jack spam down.
No.
And it's only Alexis.
No, viejo, no, la puta madre.
2v5. Again. 3 kills out of m0NESY.
Qué locura. Es para aplaudir lo que hicieron. La tienen re grande los Outsiders.
That is an unbelievable save out of Outsiders. That's the round that m0NESY got boosted back on those boxes in CT.
Qué jugadora esos Romy.
With the A1S. Do we remember that one? And still Outsiders shut down the post plant. But this one, fast flicks.
Ya tenía preparado otros mates para llevarme después al instituto.
The close rifle of Buster, the guy that's been cracking open bomb sites, puts one to bed. 15 rounds. Outsiders are not going out without a fight.
Might be on a loss streak, maybe they're about to turn it all around. Now stringing together rounds to close out this T-half.
And this is their worst map, right? Exception of Nuke, their permaban that they never play. This is their worst map in 2022. You couldn't tell it. This was an 8-7 half. G2 won their T-side.
Dicen que es el peor mapa de Outsider este. En 2021. Bueno, lo estuvieron practicando.
I can't believe Alexi didn't even try spamming the smoke as well. Like there were a lot of question marks there as to how that 2v2 played out.
Looking for James.
Doble AP tiene G2.
Oh dear. And I mean, Outsiders, they're a team that get in your head. They're a team that make you doubt yourself. They push you to the limits and they leave you exhausted at the end of it. One of the big problems for G2 is having the resilience, having that ability to turn around games like these. And if that problem rears its head again, man, Outsiders, they're poised. They're ready. They want to send them out.
Lexi feels like he can't win a fight with rifle. He's had to double up this round. Flair surely can't get this kill. That was a despicable miss shot.
Oh.
Lexi dives out. He has room to move.
Bueno.
Scared of a double setup. Ramp round again.
5 match point para Outsiders. Ahora dije eso.
Little mid to be thrown in there. And another BXX on an anti-eco, but every gun round has just been this A brute force. Eco re-peeking off the flash. And the aforementioned man back in the bomb side with his AWP. He has been no sleeper this series, especially not this map. 24 and 18, hitting every kill required. Even when it's not enough. 30 seconds, Nico's still here. Outsiders don't know.
Oh, the kick out see him. I feel like he saw him
LOL.
slammed out. Nico's dead.
Que no lo sabían. Are you sure?
And now it's all on the line. 5v4. Outsiders trying to turn it around, trying to
A
break
ver, van a
this
pasar. A ver,
loss.
tiene que hacer un retake de la puta madre para ganar esto. A ver, Monas y God.
He needs even more now. With Nico knocked out, a new hero has to emerge here. James holding for this swing out of the AWP. Such slim margins, but
ese los va a sorprender, me
each other
parece.
yet. Still, G2 cannot wait forever. They're on the clock. Eventually, they've got to go. They don't have flashes to force anyone.
Ay, buena.
They've got to win dry fights. Jax and Hunter
2 de
provide
3.
the openers. James on the ramp side.
Oh.
Odyssey's dead. 2v2. Time ticking away.
Ojo.
They got to get on the bomb, and they can't find it.
Qué bien, Outsiders. Qué bien, qué bien.
The dust too. They're not willing to let
16-10 se van al tercer mapa, no lo puedo creer. Muy bien, la verdad. El equipo ruso, el ex Virtus Pro. Muy bien jugado. Me encantaría, gente, streamear con ustedes el tercer mapa, pero no voy a tener tiempo. Ya me tengo que ir preparando para después irme a estudiar, así que... Nada, le voy a cortar acá. De igual manera, ¿cuánto streameé? ¿Como 2 horas? ¿Más? No, ni siquiera me aparece. No sé. 2 horas y 40, acá me aparece. 2 horas y 40, gente. Cerca de 3 horas de stream. Nada. Les agradezco a todos los que estuvieron. Dejen un like, por favor, si todavía no le diste like. Suscríbete. Activa la campanita para no perderte ningún directo. Está el Discord en la descripción para que te unas. Ahí también vamos a notificar los directos. Vamos a estar hablando mucho. Y nada. Besazo a todos. Se me cuidan. Nos vemos en el próximo directo.